say every person in our nation has benefited from that work. Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member, you better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. Alchemize your energy, my friend. Let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. The storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright, from darkness to light.
Genesis up. All right, Genesis, it's your turn, even though you're not going to stay on topic either. Go ahead, Genesis.
So I had the wrong name. It was Senator Bradford is the one, and he sponsored the bill.
Senator Bradford.
And the reason,
he's the state senator, right?
Yeah, I got it wrong. Senator Bradford sponsored the bill, and then the what we think is the Congressional Black Caucus behind his back took the bill off the ledger in the middle of the night. We were waiting to see if they were going to pass the bill, but they secretly took it off the ledger so it wouldn't even be brought up, right? Mm-hmm. But meanwhile, they brought up the other bills, and the people were dancing. The Mexicans were dancing outside. The Asians were dancing outside because they got this bill passed. But the whole thing that was happening up front was people just trying to bring the bill to the actual floor. So Senator Asahi, he brought it to the floor. Then they said, well, no, it's out of order. But they've been doing things out of order the whole time. They were like, well, that's not in order. We have other bills that we're passing. And so he says, well, can I try to get a vote to bring it to the floor? Nobody would vote to bring it to the floor. And
now, was Bradford a part of the original reparations committee? Because as I understand, there is already a committee.
Well, I'm not sure
because what I'm thinking is that the problem was, and I'm sorry, and I'll let you go after this, but I'm thinking what it was is that Bradford was not a part of the initial committee. And again, it's not all Black people too. There's like an Asian guy on there or something like that. And so he brought the bill up. And so basically the Congressional Black Caucus, instead of working with them, they was all like, shit, we don't know what this is. We ain't gonna pass this. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think it was either he was Hispanic, or it was because it was a Hispanic guy that brought it up. The Black Caucus didn't bring it up. A Hispanic guy came up and brought it up. And then no one voted to keep it on the floor. And what happened is the Black Caucus says, well, we have our own reparations bill that we're trying to pass. So rather than passing this one, they wouldn't get behind this one.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So now we got to wait until next year to bring it back to the floor. And
okay, yeah, that's why I'm glad you came up, because I wanted to clarify that. So do you know what the difference is between his bill and then the other one? Like, because here's the thing, like, people feel like they talk for the Black community, And like, we don't know who the people are who are supposedly talking for the Black community. So who are the people behind the bill that that Senator Bradford was behind? Who's behind that bill?
You know what? I don't know who's behind that. But I know that the bill is called SB 1331, and it was supposed to be about like a fund for reparations, like to create a fund. Who is
1331, right?
Yeah, it's 1331, and it's SB 1331 and SB 1403. I'm not sure who is the person. So basically, 1403 is the foundation that would create the California American Freedom Affairs Agency to administer all future reparations. 1331 will establish an account in the state treasury for the purpose of funding reparations policies approved by the legislator and the governor. So they were just trying to get those two bills passed, as well as SB 1050 would provide restitution for Californians who lost homes, who had their land taken without fair compensation. So they tried to get those just brought up, and the Black Caucus just wouldn't get behind it because they had their own agenda they wanted to push, that what they wanted to do. So, and I didn't really know that the Black Caucus had that much power. Like, wow.
Yeah, they do. They basically run everything when it comes to government. They're very powerful people. I'm wondering, because Bradford is Black and it says he's a Democrat, why is he's not in Congress, he's a state senator. That's probably why. But I don't know how come he didn't work with them on it. That's why I'm still trying to get information about that, because I'm wondering why he didn't work with them, like on the bill with them.
That's a good question. I mean, and I can ask around, because I've been talking to these guys, because now they're considering like a lawsuit against the Black Caucus at this point. It's getting into legal. So yeah,
because they should have worked on this together. Like, I don't know why they had two separate bills. And I know there's the 1403. Didn't that one get put through or no?
I don't know if that one got put through, but I know those two didn't get put through. Wait, no, 1403 didn't get put through. None of those bills got put through.
It didn't. Oh.
Because the Black Caucus, they had their own, and then I sent you in Instagram their bill that they're gonna pass, but I guess maybe they want to wait to see if Kamala gets elected and then try to present it so that they can maybe push it even further to federal. But they want to be the one behind it. They don't want it to be. Oh, okay. The reparations task force. Task force. Yeah.
That's why I was confused, because I was all like, well, there is like a task force, but I don't know why did he have his own bill, and like who was also behind it. Because here's the thing, I don't think the bill is going to be put through saying reparations. We're gonna have to call it the potato salad bill, because if you call it reparations, the white people are gonna get nervous. So you gotta call it potato salad.
The chicken wing bill, huh?
The chicken wing, yeah, the chicken wing bill. Yeah, you gotta call it the chicken wing bill.
I'm gonna spit my drink out when you say
No, I'm serious. Like, you can't call it that. Just like the Native Americans, theirs is not called reparations. When the Japanese got it, it wasn't called reparations. When the Jewish people got it, it wasn't called reparations. Like, I forgot what the names are that they use, but it's all different names.
And I think that the task force has probably built up a bunch of different organizations, maybe some of the ADOs, some of the FBAs, But it got really heated. We were watching it all night long, and because we were just waiting to see, like, maybe they'll bring it up. People were calling Senator Bradley, and then finally we got told that it got taken off the ledger. So we was like, wow, that's crazy. They like snuck behind and just removed it, so they would have no chance, and that's insane. Because I mean, because couldn't they have just teamed up? Like, once it got passed, then the Black Caucus could have teamed up with the task force and then said, okay, well, we need to like create an amendment and include what we're talking about to it. Why does it have to be all nothing? Well,
one of the things, the challenges in California, this is why that the California Dream for All. I mean, it's already a program, but the part about the immigrants, the illegal immigrants getting it, that part might not be signed because right now Gavin Newsom is basically, he doesn't want to, the budget is over in California. And so that's what he's scared of. But I don't even think he can run for re-election. But I guess on a national scale, because I guess they're trying to, prop him up for president and stuff like that. But he's worried about the spending and stuff like that. And so that could be the reason why they held back on it. Like, oh, well, he's probably not going to sign it anyway. But I do agree that something should have been put forward, something.
But oddly enough, before the bill got presented, it was supported by everyone. It seemed to be, because people were saying they was going to support it, but then when they brought it up to get seconded, to get brought to the table, nobody raised their hand to second it. So I'm like, well, where was this support at? It was crazy. I'm like, so I guess that support they thought they had, it wasn't there. And another thing I wanted to say is NACA is a grueling process, by the way.
Right, that's what Libra was saying. Yeah, because Miss Barber said all you have to do is just apply for it, but it's not.
It takes about a year, because if you have like a 500 credit score, like maybe a 540, maybe, because if you're not close to 6, if you ain't at 620 when you get there, they are going to put you through. I mean, they gonna want it's gonna be like an FBI level background check of your finances. They're gonna want to know, blood type, everything. And then they're gonna want you to keep, like, every month you gotta keep reporting that. If you spend $1 at Taco Bell, they're gonna be like, okay, why'd you spend $1 at Taco Bell? You gotta, it's pretty much a credit counseling combined with buying a house. So they're gonna they're gonna be very all up in your business about every little thing you do, because you gotta give them a bank account. But the only good side is that, here's the thing, is that you get to buy the house through NACA. But once you buy the house, I think that you have to still only sell the house through NACA. Like, when you go to finally sell your house, I don't think that you could just sell it. Like, they still kind of own the house, right? So you have to still stay with them throughout the whole process, and this, that, the other. And on top of that, and they want you to promote for them and be like their marketer. They want you to be a part of their business. But NACA started by Capital One, was a program that started in 2010 when they had all that predatory lending going on, and they created that program to help people out to stop the predatory lending process. So
right. Wells Fargo, very predatory.
But they have a similar program at Bank of America for African Americans. I'm not sure if it still exists, but I know back about a year ago they had that program when I was looking for another house. So I mean, so that NACA is not the only program, that they have for African Americans focused toward, or low income, because NACA is not just for African Americans, it's for low income people trying to get a house. But you're going to go through hell. They're going to put you through a rigorous process. I mean, buying the house is already rigorous as it is, but add about times 10 with NACA. Okay, just divide times that 10. But I would say if you really are serious and you got all your paperwork in order and you're a really organized person, try to get the NACA loan. And if you really got your paperwork, you really, everything you could think of, all your you damn near got to be an accountant with them. I got out that program a long time ago. I said, oh, hell no, this is too much. I mean, I'm like, y'all want to know, then you got to go and have meetings with them every few months. And man, it was crazy.
Yeah, that don't sound like fun. Yeah, that ain't something that I want to do. No, thank you.
They screwed the heck out of you. So, I mean, I think that I was even asking, well, why does it have to be California that passes the reparations bill? Can it be some other state? And can people bring it up in another state? So apparently California sets a precedent. So it has to get passed through California in order for the rest of the country to take it on.
Well, I believe Illinois has something going on too. It's not just California. It's a few other states. I believe Illinois and New Jersey are the others
that sets a precedent whenever they pass a bill.
No. I mean, that have a reparations thing going on,
right?
Are trying to get reparations approved for their people in their state.
So, apparently, if it didn't get passed in California, then those other states are going to follow suit that are Democratic. California is the leader of the Democratic states, so they follow whatever they do, kind of thing. The other Democratic states, apparently. So,
is there any Republican states that are trying to get it put through?
Not that I know of. No.
Oh, okay. No, I was just trying to make a little point. But anyway.
Right. Everybody like, yeah, Trump, Republican. But yeah. Hey,
Yeah, just
point.
like when you were talking about the housing, there is a program, I forgot what it's called, but there is one for Black people, African Americans, whatever, ADO, whatever you want to call us, indigenous, whatever. But
foundational Black Americans.
Right, yeah, foundational. Anyway.
You gotta say foundational Black Americans. Like foundational Black Americans.
Foundational, yeah. But and that's the thing with this whole Supreme Court thing. And this is why I'm voting the way I'm voting, because the Supreme Court, basically anything that's geared towards, any kind of marginalized group, they're getting rid of all those programs or striking them down. And then you got to look at the state level for things to happen. But sometimes the state isn't going to push anything. So it's a lot going on, you guys.
I think we should all vote independent for Dr.
Oh Lord, here we go. So why you want to vote for him? I'll give you
Dr. Cornel West.
Convince the people. You can't convince me, but convince the people.
Because he's grassroots. You have like right now, it's either Kamala or Trump, and no one is looking at the other candidates. No one's looking at the independent candidates. He's out there fighting. He was out there outside the Democratic National Convention fighting with the people. He's like a for the people person. So to me, a person that's not afraid to get down on the ground and like be grassroots and really deal with the people. I think that's the thing that we're missing in like any kind of a presidential candidate, because these people are so far removed from the people. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have any like real knowledge and really understanding of what's like really happening really in the neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Right. So do you know that originally he was supposed to be the head of the Green Party, but him and Jill Stein got into it, and he said like the Green Party is racist, and so now there's the split between the Green Party and the For the People Party. Is that what his party is called, For the People?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. So there's like a split between all these independent voters. And I never knew that until recently. And I talked about it actually the last show that I did about politics. I talked about the whole third party thing. And so I honestly feel that with the third party, you have to have the money. That's how you really win politics. It's all about the money. Yeah. Whoever has the most money is who is going to be. And I just don't know if Cornel West, he honestly, to me, Cornel West is one of those Bernie Sanders crazy people. They still want Bernie to be the president, even though he's 80-some years old. You got to let that 2016 Bernie shit go.
Okay, but I say this: I would rather. I think that it probably been even better if Bernie ran around this time, because when you only have two candidates to choose from, one person that's still going through indictments and everything like that, going to court for like whatever he did or whatever, and then you have a person named Kamala who's saying, "I'm not going to do anything particularly for the African American, community."
Do you know that was in 2019?
So that was in 2019?
Yeah, that was the Griot interview. And a lot of people just take that clip, and because she didn't say, I'm not going to do anything for Black people. The whole in term, what she was saying, and I'm paraphrasing, is that these policies that I have are going to benefit Black people. And if it benefits Black people, it's going to benefit everyone. And she said, I can't just say, I'm only going to do stuff for Black people. That was the full context of her conversation. But again, people just take the little clip and then run with that clip and be like, oh, she said,
Well, you know what? They had me fooled.
This is why we talk about research.
Right. Thank you for clarifying that. I got to go find that whole thing, because I was on the hate train too. Like, God dang it, how dare.
Yeah, it's actually 20 minutes. The whole conversation is about 20 minutes. I wanted to, this makes me think like, okay, I need to hurry up and do that video where we actually go line by line by line of what she said during that time.
Yeah, I think so, because I think that that's one of the biggest pain points of like that the whole FBA movement is her saying that. That's one of their biggest like things. Kamala said she's not going to do nothing for Black people, so it makes you think, well, dang, well, why would we want to vote her in and she's not going to do that? And then Trump is acting like he gonna do it for the Black people, right? And that's why I said, well, Cornel West, I think he probably would have passed reparations before either one of them would. If she says she's not gonna do it for Black people, and Trump, he I don't know if he gonna tell the truth or tell a lie. I think that the better bet of getting some kind of a reparation situation would be through an independent party.
Yeah, and I would say this too. This the other thing about Cornel West. Trust me, reparations, criminal justice reform, all that stuff I am down with. I just don't think his platform being a Black platform is going to be the winning platform. This is why you're not going to hear a Kamala Harris say, oh, I'm just going to be a champion for only Black people. That doesn't win on the national level. Now, you can go around saying that I'm going to be a president for white people and still win. Clock that. But being a Black candidate, going around saying that you're going to only do things for Black people or be a champion only for Black people, that's not going to work. Obama had to play it safe, and so does Kamala have to play it safe.
But Cornel West is not only talking about Black people. He's also talking about like the war and everything like that. Like he's like, well, the thing is, he has a very huge Islamic base against the atrocities that's going on over there. So,
which I totally agree with. But here's the thing: say his votes take away from Kamala. Trump is talking about obliterating and getting rid of Gaza in general.
Oh my God.
Where you have at least, like just today, they asked Joe Biden, they were like, do you think that Netanyahu, the Israel prime minister, do you think that he wants to get a ceasefire deal? He was like, no. And he said it like he was pissed because they've been talking to the negotiators all morning, and that Netanyahu guy doesn't want to do the ceasefire because he wants control over the border in Egypt and between Gaza and all this other crazy shit. But it's all like, literally, everybody wants the hostages freed. And at this point, there's so many people in Gaza dying, and you have the hostages, which 6 of them, they're claiming that Hamas was the one that killed them. But Hamas is saying, no, those hostages died from the bombings that Israel is doing. So we really don't know who is doing what. Because Israel setting up that they killed those hostages because they were getting ready to, find them and stuff like that. But Hamas is saying, no, it's all those bombings. And so I'm worried about those bombings because I always thought like, okay, if they're bombing the civilians, who to say they're not bombing the hostages? That's
true. And they make
always said that.
Right. And let me tell you something. America done bombed some places too, and caged some people real bad and everything like that. The wrong people.
Yeah, but I feel like we would get our feet held to the fire. Like, why don't they say anything about Israel?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also a situation. Now, tell me if you think this is true or not. Mm-hmm. So, if you understand about China and Russia, right? Like the moment that that Kamala stated that she was going to be running for president, China and Russia actually sent fighter jets to Alaska. Were you aware of that?
I remember hearing something about that. Like there was some kind of alert that I think it was Russia. I don't think it was China, but it was some kind of.
I thought it was both of them.
No, Russia had the submarine in Cuba.
Right, but they also both sent fighter jets to Alaska, and they got intercepted. So here's the thing. All right, so Kamala becomes president. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but there is a bunch of like Chinese farmland right next to all the military bases in America. The Chinese have set up farms right adjacent to every military base we have. Do you think that Kamala, as a president, will be able to handle anything that would happen if in that case, if something like that would happen?
Um, I'm trying to make the correlation between the farmland. Like, do we think there's bombs in the farmland? Like,
Well, they kind of like deduced that those are really like not really farmland, but actually like really like strategic placement of China in America to be able to create like an insurrection of some sort. And then you actually get into the migrant situation. You had a combination of Russians and Chinese that were coming over the borders, along with the people from like South America and this, that, the other. So we don't know how many people were like spies from another country or whatever. So that's the only thing that I'd be afraid, wondering would she be able to handle something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, and well, speaking of the border, I think that's a lot of common misconception regarding like whether or not they're vetting the people. Because what people are making it seem like, oh, they're just letting terrorists through the border and stuff like that. Like, you still have to be vetted when you come to, through the border. Like, they just don't let you in.
So how do you think all those Venezuelan people are in Colorado breaking into apartment complexes and kicking everybody out and taking over entire apartment complexes, robbing jewelry stores? They're in New York, can police officers and all type of stuff. They're like doing the most, like the gangs. So how they vet the gangs? They were coming over in such a large amount. It's hard to vet that many people.
I heard about the Venezuelan thing, but I'm not too sure how much of that is true and versus propaganda. Yeah, I honestly because I seen this video of this lady having like something against her door, like so it didn't get kicked in or something like that. But I'm all like, because here's the thing, how are the Venezuelans just taking over this place in Colorado? Like, that's why I'm not understanding,
it is kind of
what
weird.
do they mean they're just taking?
They showing about 4 or 5 of them kicking in somebody's door with like a machine gun, and lady was up in there, and then they were having a shootout. Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff going on in that whole thing. So what it is that there was a landlord. I guess they had sold the property to a new management company, and that they had they had made the place vacant or like uninhabitable. So they served a lot of evictions, and they were trying to fix the place up. I guess in the middle of that, then here comes this gang, and they began to kick everybody out. And then now they have seized that apartment building. But I'm not sure, like what it was weird. So
yeah, I have to see how that all went down. I'll definitely do a show on that. Because I did hear something about it, but I was all like, oh, I'm not sure what this is.
And here's the thing: Kamala was the border czar, wasn't she?
No, she was not the border czar. Here we go.
Okay, so let's please. Okay,
again. So her job at the border was to find the root causes of why all these migrants are coming. So what she did was a tour of South America to help them out and give them aid or whatever they needed to basically keep their people where they are. Because remember, after COVID, it was like those caravans that they were saying and stuff like that. And so basically she partnered with South and Central America to find the root causes of what was going on. She wasn't the border czar. Like, she wasn't over the border all like, I'm going to take these borders. No, that's not what it was. It was to go ahead and find the root causes to stop them from coming.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying the things that I've heard out here that, I'm
happy that you're saying it, because like a lot of people, and we were just talking about this earlier, you'll have to go back and rewind, but like people will just say anything and then they'll run with it. And it's all like, did you look it up? Just like the anti-Asian hate crime bill. It's not even called an anti-Asian hate crime bill. It's literally for everybody. And just like the California Dream for All program, that's for everybody. It's not just for immigrants, but immigrants weren't able to take advantage of it even though they're paying taxes. If they pay taxes, then they should be able to benefit for the program. That's what they're trying to figure out. So everybody's allowed to have it, but the way that the titles are, oh, they're just giving it to illegals.
Well, I'm like I said, I'm glad I got to come up here and explain some of the things I've been hearing because I'm not really into politics like that, you know.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm just like now hearing all like the borders are and then the legal people was dancing outside the thing and then this, that, the other. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad that you know the details of that and you do the research. Cause I've been doing a little bit more research once I've started hearing about this stuff and getting more into politics. But a lot of people just are not into politics like that to know everything, you know?
Yeah. Prissy brings up a good point. There's a difference between political refugees and immigrants. And that's what I was wondering too with the Venezuelans. Like, are they refugees? Because, you know, according to what's going in the media, they saying that the Venezuelan president is a dictator. So that's why I'm all like, okay, well, how did they get there? Like, that's why I was like, I'm going to do more research on that. So then I can come back and like really say what it is, you know?
Well, I'm glad to get more details on that because, like I said, I've been just now getting into like Twitter, you know, and you know Twitter is like its own like can of worms when it comes to because they've been like at the forefront of politics, and so and I've been also following Tariq Nasheed lately.
And I was just talking about Tariq Nasheed. I want to ask you, so what does Tariq Nasheed do for like the Black community? Like, does he actually have like a program to like help us, or does he just talk about
Well, I
things?
think that whole foundational Black American thing is a movement that he's creating, as well as he has like the Hidden History Museum. He's put out a lot of different documentaries about like our African history, and he's kind of like become like a historian, so to speak.
But does he funnel any of that money back into the Black community? Kind of like what Dr. Umar say he's building the school and still hasn't built it, but he says, oh, now there's a gymnasium, but there's no school to the gymnasium.
Well, I think he's done it by like creating his museum. He has like a whole, I think it's like almost like a block, like a half a block of a museum that he has in, I think, Oakland. And it's called the Hidden History Museum. And then he has those movies, like he has a new movie called Microphone.
Wait, does he live here in Oakland? Tariq Nasheed?
I don't know, but I think
I know he's in California.
I'm not sure. I think if I look up the Hidden History Museum, I think it's in Oakland as far as what I know. Or he just did an event in Oakland for a community event in Oakland. He does a lot of
no, it's in LA. The Hidden History Museum, it's in LA.
So I'm sorry.
Check it out.
I'm not how far is LA from Oakland? I thought they were in the same. I thought LA was a part of Oakland.
I live in the Bay Area, and that's Northern California. So that's like San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, Hayward, Richmond, and then you have Southern California, which is LA, and then that's where you have the Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, all that stuff. That's 4 or 5 hours away from me.
Oh, okay. You know, I've been to California once. Went to San Jose one time, and I was in LA.
Oh, okay. San Jose is up here with me. Yeah. So San Jose is a part of the Bay Area too, but that's like the furthest part from the Bay Area. So yeah.
So he does like community events. He does the main thing is his documentaries. He does the Hidden Colors series, like 1804. He just did a thing called Microphone Check. And here's another thing. Now there's about to be an argument that the Puerto Ricans and Caribbeans are like, we are FBA as well, because and technically they are, because you know Jamaica and the Caribbean, they are a part of North America. And they got brought over here during slavery, just like a lot of the slaves that came from the Caribbean were brought to America. So I don't know, like that because what happens is it's becoming a thing where we're calling the FBAs are calling like anybody from the Caribbean or Africa tethers.
Tethers, yeah, that's the word that they use.
And they got a song called Musty Tether, and you know, it's like a musty tether, and it's like, you know, making fun of people, and you know.
Oh, wow, that's very offensive.
It's almost becoming like its own racial slang, like a racial
yeah,
slur.
They call them tethers. Here's the thing about that, and like I said, this is gonna have to be a different show for that. I do believe that all Black people should get reparations, but it needs to come from the people that colonize them. Like, for example, in Haiti, they need to get their money from France because that's who colonized them. Same way with if we go with Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, all that, they need to get their money from Spain.
Spain, right?
Yeah.
And so that's
And
why I
then
think the
us, we need to
separation.
get our money from the United States and so
That
forth.
I think that's the separation of the foundation. Why they want to separate the foundational Black Americans from Caribbean, so that we could basically
Jamaicans, the UK. That's who colonized them, the UK.
So they're trying to get this whole foundational Black American movement. Also, they're trying to dead the Pan-African movement and only have Black Americans focus on being foundationally Black, because they're saying, well, you people say that you don't have a lineage, but you have a lineage here over 1,000 years in America. So because you have that lineage, we are focused on our rights that we need to have. So the FBAs were behind the actual reparation bill. The Foundational Black American Movement was behind that bill.
Right. But again, I feel that
and Tariq Nasheed is
depending
the
on
head of
who
that.
colonized them, that's where they need to get their money from. Like, I don't feel, because I feel like, okay, then we're gonna take the pot away from America and then give it to these other places. And I guess Puerto Rico is technically a territory of the US, so maybe they would get it. But then you got some of them that say they know Black. So that's gonna be. And let me say this too. A lot of people always know, like, oh, Black people just want reparations. People don't know Asians want reparations, Latinos want reparations. There are task forces for other races and ethnicities because they were discriminated against. Also, a lot of people think it's just slavery. No, it's also the whole history of what we've been through as far as discrimination policies against us, like Jim Crow and things like that as well too.
But I think the reason why they're trying to get the reparations is because that 40 acres and a mule comment that I guess was had a long time ago. I know the Asians built the railroad systems in America, so I'm not sure, but I think they already got reparations for that.
Only the Japanese got reparations. Chinese did not. Yeah, it's only a certain amount of,
Yeah, and I think they also got reparations for the Holocaust or some stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing is that when it comes down to like that whole FBA movement, they are trying to pass certain laws in the thing. Tariq Nasheed at the head of that. So so when you ask him what is he doing with that or whatever, I think that he's also going to be interviewing Donald Trump coming up.
Okay. Oh, listen, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so he did a call out to sit down with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump to find out what each person was going to do for the.
And by the way, the people was eating you up in the chat. It's Kamala.
Kamala, that's how you say it? Okay, Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala. Yeah.
I'm from. Listen, I'm from Midwest, so it's Kamala to me. We call them Arabs. We don't call them Arabs. You know what I'm saying? We call them Arab, Kamala. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, what I was gonna say is, dang, I just lost my train. Oh yeah, so he put a letter out to both of them, and Donald Trump answered. So that's another thing that he's doing. So he's coming from a political standpoint as well as like I said, a historical standpoint. He's doing things within the community. He's doing his grassroots as well. So, yeah.
So do you think that Kamala should have a conversation with whatchamacallit, with Tariq Nasheed?
Absolutely. Why? Why I would say that is because he's creating a whole movement of like young people that are embracing this FBA identity. So if you have like this new group, that's like a voter class of people, like the young voter class. Back in the day, Obama really tried to like focus on the Black hip hop and whatever community. I think that if a president wants to like tap into that, the youth, they're gonna want to get into like this new political movement with the FBA. Because it's growing.
I don't think she should have an interview with Tariq Nasheed, because I had just read a tweet that he said, oh damn, where did it go? It was something about okay, I can't find it on his page. It was probably from a couple of days ago. But basically it was like disrespecting her in a
Well,
way.
saying that she's
And
not
so
she's not black, but she's trying to claim to be black. That's another thing. That was one heavy thing that they're trying to push is the fact that she states that she's black, but she really is a Indian American. She's not a foundational black American. So that's why that's one of the points that he's saying that she's trying to tether on to us to get everybody all like emotional, but she doesn't claim to be black. She does at no point. So I think
have you ever heard her say that she wasn't black?
Well, no, she didn't say it, but what she was in the interview and then they asked her, and I think that she kind of skipped the question. She said, next question.
Yes, because Donald Trump is going around saying that he was at the NABJ event, and he was all like, "Oh, well, I didn't know she was black. I thought she was Indian. She turned black." And so Dana Bash asked her, well, what do you think about Trump's comments? And she was like, it's out of his same old playbook, right? And then she was like, do you want to say anything else? She was like, next question. Because why does she have to talk about a white man saying that she's not black? Why? If a white, because you like skinned Genesis, so you can be something. I can say, oh, well, you mix just because you like skinned. That would be ignorant, right?
Yeah.
So say if a white man was all like, well, Genesis, Genesis isn't black. She turned black. She's actually white. And then somebody asked you about it. Like, I mean, what? Like, if it's a white person questioning your blackness, why would you want to even answer that?
Well, it's black people questioning her blackness too. That's what's even worse. And me having a lot of people that have like mixed friends, I kind of think it's kind of messed up. They're looking at her.
She's from the Bay Area too, and the Bay Area here is very diverse. So we would consider her black. I mean, I would see if like she was like a Mariah Carey kind of black. I'd be like, But the phenotype is black. If you look at her sister is darker but looks black. Like you can tell, oh, okay, she might be a little mixed, but I would consider her black because of her life experience. She's been around black people. She was an AKA, went to a whatchamacallit, a HBCU, Howard. So it's not like she was raised only around Indian people.
Well, what they're also saying is that at some point she was kind of like claiming herself to be like the first Indian, nominee or something like that.
That was a title that they had, like first South Asian senator. But that wasn't like her putting it out there like, hey, I'm a South Asian senator. That wasn't her.
Oh, okay.
That was a title that they wrote in the headline.
We're doing this. We are quelling all the because I guess I'm bringing all the disinformation that I've been seeing.
Right. I know, because I was going to cut this show off early, but then also like, well, Genesis is kind of, I'm happy that we're having this conversation.
Yeah, because I was like anti her too. Like, God dang it, how dare she? I'm listening to what everybody else says.
Right, because that crowd that you hang around with, they just like to say certain things and don't do actual research. Because you can go to interviews where they ask her if she's black, and she said all the time she is black. And then sometimes what they'll do is if she's having a conversation about her Indian heritage, they'll just clip that. But yeah, if you're asking about, oh, do you like this kind of Indian dish or something like that? Yeah, she's going to talk about her Indian culture if you're talking about Indian stuff.
Man,
right?
Listen, these guys were getting on to her so bad because I think they were watching her speech at the Democratic National Convention, her sister, and they were like, I think she said, my mom used to tell me, girl, you better get it together. She said something like, my mom told me, you better do what you got to do or something like that. And I guess her neck kind of swirled like a little, like a black woman with her sister. Mm-hmm. And they were like, her mom is Indian. Her mom ain't going to swirl her neck like that. they trying to make it out to be like they're trying to be a caricature of blackness. So
yeah,
a lot
I
of
think
the conscious
also
community
too,
feels the same way, and a lot of and that's that's the people I hang my little hang buddies of the conscious community, and so that's the part is that they're really.
But here's my question to you, Genesis, because again, a lot of the conscious community, and especially celebrities, they want to get all political around, the time of the election, but not doing anything like after or, the years before. And then they tell us not to vote. So what option do we really have? Like, why aren't they offering us any option?
That's a good question.
Like, because the option that they're offering us are not feasible. It's just don't vote, and then okay, well, we see what happened because the ramifications for Hillary not winning in 2016, and I will always say she was a bad candidate. Now she won the popular vote, but not the electoral college. But one of the ramifications for not having Hillary in office is now we have the Supreme Court basically taking away any kind of taking away affirmative action, taking away women's reproductive rights, and so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's all like those things we don't think about, and then we want to tell people not to vote. And again, I know I'm talking more on the macro
and they
scale.
pretty much are pushing not to vote, but
Yeah.
they're also, but right now it seems like the conscious community is starting to now get more behind Trump.
Right. And then that's scary because it's all like, okay, you're getting behind Trump, but before he left office, he made sure that there were people on death row, specifically black men, who got executed. And then going back to the Supreme Court is shutting down everything. And they're basically saying that DEI, the diverse, equity, inclusion, is basically like the new N-word. And like all those programs are basically getting shut down and basically making it seem like, okay, well, Black people aren't getting the job off of merit. They're getting it based off of race. And so it's a lot of contradictory shit that people say, oh, well, Trump is for the people and stuff like that. And so like, no, you don't even realize what's going on. Yeah, bump what he says, because of course he's going to say anything, just like any body is going to say anything that you want them to hear, right? But pay attention to the actual policies and what he's doing and how dangerous it is.
You know what? I'll never forget that when he got in office, he basically everything that Obama was doing to help people out. He passed every bill. He had to come back again and undid it. He undid everything, all the things that in the health thing and this, that, the other Obama did. He made that bill come back up again, and so I'm like, everybody forgot that. So I like,
yes, Genesis, yes, you get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not for Trump, trust me, and I'm not for. I don't know. I don't know who to vote for at this point. I would never vote for Trump again because I'm like, dude, isn't he like a warmonger? So I don't know.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, like, I'm so glad that we're having this conversation because a lot of people don't know. Like, a lot of people, again, are probably not involved in politics.
Didn't he want to be like a dictator and he wanted a parade or some stuff like that? Like, it was really weird. Like, he wanted to have.
Yeah, he did want some kind of parade or something, but they didn't do it. But again, like, this is the thing. Like, a lot of people, they don't get political until it's time to vote. And it's all like, that's already too late to try to get political. And so they're just kind of grasping at anything and not paying attention. So I will say this, the political talk, that's not going to stop after the election. I'm going to keep it going because there's a lot of people who don't know. And mind you, I have a small audience, like I know if I was talking about, say, for example, Jaguar Wright, there'll be like 300 people in the chat. Politics isn't that sexy, but I feel like it needs to be said, and maybe it needs to be through somebody like me where you guys will get it and understand it.
Yeah, because like you opened my eyes. I didn't know all that stuff. Thank you. Because I've been like,
hold on. Melanin Queen, that's a lie. Trump does not have any plan for healthcare. They were just going to repeal it and that's it. They do not have any plan for healthcare. That is a lie. There was nothing to replace it. They were literally going to strike it down, just like they're trying to overturn it again, and they have nothing in place. The only thing that Trump did correct was get rid of that. Remember, if you didn't have health insurance, you had to pay like $300 on your taxes or something like that. I agree with that. He got rid of that. Amen. Thumbs up for that. But other than that, they do not have a plan for health care. That is a lie. They just want to repeal it. Now, is Obamacare the best thing, or Affordable Care Act? Is that the best thing? No, absolutely not. But that is not true that he's trying to fix it. That is a lie. Go ahead, Genesis.
I have another question. So you talked about how he sent the people that were on death row, he sent them to get executed. Well, what about the people that he let free? Didn't he let and pardon a whole bunch of people too?
Like the rappers, like Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, and stuff like. Well, they weren't on death row.
Angela Stanton King got the reason why she was such an avid Trump promoter.
Yeah, because she got a pardon. Yeah. Listen, we need to talk about Angela Stanton Stank Ass King. But that's why
you don't like her. I actually like her. I don't know why.
That's why she's for Trump, because he gave her a full pardon. It was nothing to do with like, oh, I like his policy. So, I mean, granted, I give her credit for sticking on that trajectory. And I think a lot of people, listen, I know if I was anti-Kamala, my channel would be booming right now. But I feel that it's not in my heart, and it's not something that I want to do. Now, for example, why doesn't Kamala have her policies up on her website, and why is there no policies for Black people? I mean, the debate is about to happen on the 10th. Why doesn't she have that? Like, those are fair questions. Like, what are her policies for Black people?
That was going to be my next question. What is her policies? Like, that's the only part I'm like, okay, so what is she for? Like, what is the whole, like, what is your running, like, situation about, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, those are fair things. Whether or not she slept her way to, I'm surprised you didn't bring that up. She slept her way to the top.
Yeah, Montel Williams, wasn't she his mistress or something like that, and all that crazy stuff? Like,
yeah. So whether she slept her way up to the top, or whether she
and then she was kind of drunk.
I feel like those are stupid things. Drunk. Policy is okay. Oh, and one moment before you go, I want to say, I don't know if that was for me, Melanin Queen. No. You're allowed to express like your views and stuff like that, but I just wanted to call out a lie. Like that was my thing. I was going to call out a lie, but your opposing views, you're definitely fine to say whatever. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But go ahead, Genesis.
But I do think that it'd be very, very smart to like actually start doing some political content, because as we get closer to this election, there's going to be more and more disinformation that comes out, and it's getting very, very heated. I thought there was going to be a riot at the Democratic National Convention. I thought it was going to get taken down like the 1960s, but I guess they were able to control it and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very surprised that everybody got behind Kamala. I honestly thought it was going to be how do I put this? I'm going to put myself in it. Did I think people were going to rally behind a Black Indian, whatever you want to call her, woman? No. I thought people would be like, oh, no, we need to do the process and everything like that. But honestly, she was going to be the only choice, because you got to remember, everything in politics is about money. Joe Biden made sure that all his donors and all his people were going to rally behind Kamala. Once he got that approval, he was like, all right, I'm putting my, hat in the race for Kamala. He released one statement, and then like an hour later, he released another one saying that he backs Kamala as the nominee.
But at first he didn't though, right? Because I know that he
the first statement, it was just he's leaving. And then an hour later, he released a second one saying that he is full support behind Kamala.
And here's another thing. What do you think about the turn down for what at the Democratic National? What do you think about that? That whole and Megan Thee Stallion and all this other like hip hop. Do you think that they're trying to kind of coon their way into the office, like by appealing to the black community? Like,
what about what's his name? Fabio or whatever, foreign. Trump has rappers too and stuff like that. So wouldn't both of them be pandering?
But was it at the Republican National Convention?
Well, Little John was at the Democratic National Convention. Yes.
Well, you know what? I can't be mad because they did have that girl up there. What's her name?
Amber Rose.
They did kind of do that. So okay.
Yeah, like both parties do it.
They both had their cringe moment during that.
Yeah, but like I said, my thing was that it's funny how at the RNC they didn't have any former presidents talking. They didn't have any former first ladies. Trump didn't even have his first lady speak at the convention. But in the DNC, you had Kamala's husband, you had the Obamas, you had Bill, you had Joe, you had everybody there. Hillary, you had everybody speaking. But the RNC, you didn't have that. They didn't have the support. They had racist Hulk Hogan, Amber Rose. They had those kind of people.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. Yep. I mean, it's interesting, and I think that then let me tell you some other crazy stuff. Do you know that they're having a weird thing happening now where they're trying to say that Democrats are attacking Trump supporters? Like,
yeah, is that because I didn't even look at the video, but I heard that it was fake. Like the white girl with the Trump shirt.
Yeah.
Someone said that was fake. I didn't even look at it.
Okay, so that's a fake thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I be like, I'll be all up in the weird. I'll be all up on that side of YouTube.
Yeah. Do you watch TikTok?
No, I've been on Twitter and YouTube. I need to get back on TikToks and
get on TikTok. TikTok has a lot of great creators that I follow. But even that, I would say this, Genesis, when you hear something, you be like, damn, that sounds kind of crazy. I would Google the article.
Right. Just
like the whole immigrants getting 150K. I Googled it and I was like, oh, this is not just for immigrants. The anti-Asian hate bill. It's actually called the COVID hate crime bill. So it's like certain things you guys have to remember, like politics is set up just like celebrity gossip. I'm gonna put the title that gets the people in, and then they'll click on it.
The truth will be at the end of the article.
Yes, the truth is gonna be at the end of the article.
The whole first few paragraphs gonna be a bunch of BS. You gotta read the whole thing all the way down to skip the first 3 paragraphs, go to the middle and toward the end, because yeah. So and listen, wasn't I when I found out that stuff about them people in that California situation, the first thing I did is hit you up like, do you see what's going on?
Yes, you did.
Yes. This is a mess.
Yeah, but I had already knew about it, and I was going to talk about it on a future show. And so this happened to you the one. So I was glad that you showed up. But a lot of people were mad at my last video because I put this in the title. I put Kamala Harris lied about working at McDonald's and I don't care. A lot of people were all like, oh, AT2, you trying to sabotage her and blah, blah, blah. No, I was just saying because a lot of people were saying, oh, she didn't put McDonald's on her resume. And I was like, I never put I only put the jobs that are going to help me get the job on my resume. Why would she put McDonald's? And I was like, even if she lied about it, I wouldn't care.
Right. Who puts their old, if she was in a high school and worked at McDonald's, who's going to put that in their resume? I worked at Taco Bell. I don't put that BS in my resume.
Right. A lot of us don't put the fast food job that we had or our first job on our resume. A lot of us don't do it.
I worked at Best Buy when I was 15. You know what I'm saying? What? No.
Right.
Right. So thank you for clarifying a lot of things. I think this was good to to get some things cleared up because I guess I didn't read all the stuff, but I was getting some. Twitter can get you hyped up.
Yes.
Twitter will make you mad as heck. If you just scroll down Twitter, it will get you pissed. And especially when you start to friend certain people, you start seeing what they're saying. You're like, what? And it'll make your mind start to go down a tunnel, and you'll be like, you be mad as hell. What the heck? I can't believe that they did that. God dang it. You know what I'm saying? and it wasn't even what they did because the people are only putting out a portion of that stuff. They're showing the video of it like a snippet. Oh, look, these people are dancing because they passed a law giving illegal immigrants free housing. That's what the thing said.
That's why I was like, where did you get that thing dancing and stuff like that from?
Yeah.
But again, you got it from Twitter. Yeah, and again, Elon Musk is trying to it owns Twitter and he's pro-Trump. So, a lot of stuff you're gonna see is all going to be pro-Trump, especially if you're in that sector. They're not going to give you any other information.
Wow, so that's why I've been on the Trump train ever since. Like I'm not on it because I don't.
Right. No, I know what you mean, but you're getting a lot of the pro-Trump and anti-Kamala stuff. Yeah.
Right. That's crazy. So the owner of it is for Trump. So therefore, because I'm like, why is he allowing Myron and people like that? You know who Myron is, right?
Yeah, and Myron wants to be white. Did you hear about that?
Man, he said he is white. Myron has been on.
He said he is white.
Yeah, he said even though he's Sudanese and everything like that,
Yeah,
he's against the FBAs, and
then he had the nerve to put a white sheet on his head and make monkey noise. Like,
and he's going into like the spaces of the white supremacist space groups.
Yeah,
crazy how Elon Musk allows. If you go on
just
Twitter,
like the N-word went up 200% when Elon Musk took over or some crazy percentage that the N-word went up because they don't block that word no more.
They don't block nothing on Twitter. That's why I've been like, man, this is crazy. Like, what is going on? Because it's like a war going on, like a whole race war going on Twitter. And Myron's at the head of it. You have the FBAs against Myron, and you got the supremacists that they're all trolling each other. It's crazy. And it's like, wow, I can't believe this is going on. I hope this does not spill out into the society. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how and what's happening, what they'll do is they'll play it on Twitter and then they'll put it on YouTube. So it's getting kind of crazy. So Twitter is wild. Twitter is something else. This is
why I always say, look it up.
Yeah, Twitter is wild.
Look, yeah, it's huh?
Yeah, I need to take your advice because I have been getting influenced by Twitter pretty much. So, like, God dang these people.
Yeah, but Genesis, I want to say thank you for coming up. And then if there's any misconceptions or anything that you want clarification, please DM me, and then I'll do a show on it, and we can have a conversation like this. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys feel like this conversation was productive. I honestly feel like this conversation was really good, and it was really needed because I feel like so many people, they just throw information out there, and then like nobody does the research and actually look at it. They just use the headline, and it's all like, well, damn, if you're just using the headline, we'll all be thinking crazy shit.
Listen, I could be the test dummy because I'll be like, listen, I'll be eating that shit up on Twitter. Like, damn it.
And Genesis, we know your ass is gullible. I ain't gonna go into your history, but we know how gullible you are.
Man, I was believing all that stuff, not even knowing the whole story and everything. God dang it, Kamala. I can't believe she said she's not going to help the black people. I was really mad at this whole thing. I'm like, but come to find out. You got to talk to people that read. You know what I'm saying? When they say you want to hide something, put it in a book.
Put it in a book. Yeah. And make sure you guys are registered or check your registration because in Texas, oh yeah, you in Texas, huh?
Yeah,
Texas,
I'm in Dallas, Texas, yeah.
Yeah, they removed like 1.5 million people off the registration. Did you hear about that?
No, I had no idea.
No, they're saying some of those people done died and like some were not illegal immigrants. Some people were this and that. 1.5 is a lot of people just to remove.
Let me tell you, it's a lot.
They're removing people too.
It's a lot of immigrants here that are illegal. If all you gotta do is go up to Home Depot and you'll see about 100 of them.
Genesis, get your ass up out of here. But thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. Make sure you go to vote.org, okay?
Genesis, you believe Rock Nation was hunting Jaguar? No, I thought it was the mob, the mafia.
Oh my God! Bye.
All right, so that was the interview between me and AT2. They're still talking about some things on the Twitter space, so I'm going to listen live so we can all hear it. Let's see what's going on.
I couldn't even finish having that call. So we're gonna call everybody today. I'm gonna call them right now. Shit.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey Steve, how you doing? Give me a call. This is Mr. Page. Appreciate it. Thanks. Okay. So that's one guy. Let's call Rocks. See if I can get on the line real quick. 3-500 4560.
Hello, this is Roxanne.
Hey Roxanne, how you doing? This is Mr. Page calling you, Sir Major. I was reaching out to see if Saturday at 2:00 will work for you. Saturday at 2:00. Okay, so what I anticipate on doing is having a bunch of candidates come into a space and really trying to do a breakdown of who they are, what district they're running in, what their platform is, and see who they're replacing. I understand you're not, but I also want to have that conversation with you prior to when we do that breakout space on um, about the video that you put out almost a year ago, or the the interview. Yes, I want to get into that as well. Okay. Right. Absolutely. I agree. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. So I look forward to what I'll do is when I create the space, I'll see a link. That way, you know when to pop in. And if you have any other candidates that you think would be a good fit that are running in California, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay. 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 All right. And that's going to be 2:00 Eastern Standard Eastern time. Okay. If I need to move it, let me know. So you're 3 hours behind me. So if I'm 2:00, I'm in Ohio at this time. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll be in a thing, but I can pop out for a bit.
Okay. So 2:00. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. That's correct. And then again, if you have any other candidates that are interested in running, please let me know, and we'll add them to the bill. Right. 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 Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. My pleasure. Thank you. Bye. All righty. Just trying to get all these. It's like 6 candidates, Rio. So we got Roxanne, we got Ron Edwards. Let me see. We got Andre Stranford. See if I can get him on the phone. Hey, Andre, how you doing? Fantastic. I wanted to invite you to a forum that we're going to be doing on X Spaces with candidates in California who are going to be running for different positions and offices, potentially replacing members of the Legislative Black Caucus. And I'd like to invite you to a space. I don't know what your Saturday looks like this upcoming Saturday at 2 p.m., which is probably going to be like 11 o'clock your time. Okay.
It started. Buddy, no, come here. Come here, Omar. It started from.
I'm sorry.
Oh, one. It started at 17.
Right. So there's like a whole. So that's what happens in these spaces, is that you get to hear calls being made, things being done. So I'm gonna go back to the earlier Twitter space from the day, so you can hear what the conversation was there.
And then build on top of it. The problem is that many of us object to any title that has anything to do with slavery or Reconstruction for reasons having to do with, I don't know, reading and pride in our heritage. The fuck out of here.
No,
So
but I
Blue
think
Ivy,
the bill
like
you
I
have to
said
trace your
yesterday,
ancestry.
Blue Ivy Carter is not going to be called a little Freedman baby. It's not happening. But niggas don't like my answer. But that's my answer. And since Jay and
of Black America. We got proof.
A group of tribes got let me see, I got it here on my computer. They got like 500 million dollars, and then later on in 2023 they got 580 million. Nobody's complaining. We're not hearing anything about it. So it's not about the plan. It's not about a plan that we got to put together. It's about the people in Congress who saying proclamation, and we had people.
Look, there's no doubt that we're
Finally, y'all see what we fall. So when art is
and electricians and not necessarily, but plumbers and woodworking and sheet metal people, and they got
a different side of Americans who kind of who might just be more awoken from all the lies and the history of the lies that we've been told so many times now. He needs to really show, and that's going to come down to Israel too, that he's going to put America first and take American kids out of war. Like if you're going to go and give any more money to any other country, again, I'm done with him and I'm done with all of them. I'm just sick and tired of seeing our money going into Ukraine and like, why? Look at, dude, I leave my, real quick, Jana, real quick, just real fast. I leave my house and I live in a good area in California. It's a good area, very clean area. But in the last, I'm not gonna lie right now, last 7 to 8 years, there's more and more homeless out here. So like an area where I've never seen homeless people, we have now homeless people. And there are streets out here that I can go drive my car through where it's just, I mean, we're talking about a homeless.
And then eventually we will hit the point where
signed the CHIPS Act is because during the pandemic, we had a supply chain problem, and we discovered that all of our chips were being manufactured in Taiwan. And there was a lot of manufacturing that had to stop because they had a lack of way that we could push.
A lot, there's so much blending of so many barbaric influences. I do not love the idea of any war. I don't love the idea of it. But I also have to say, historically, we can't go back and find time for Jews.
He's not selling the benefit. He's too busy selling the loss. And I think that's what becomes the problem.
But that's the point you were trying to make, brother.
But
that's the point you were just trying to make.
I'm a little bit paraphrasing, but you know, so I don't know.
You guys are talking about reparations and stuff, but you guys are talking about Indians. Let's go back in history and look at what the white man did to America and to the people who lived here before we came here, right? Those Indians were slaughtered by the millions and hundreds of millions. So for them to get money back, in my opinion, is something nobody should even be arguing about, right? Or how do you guys feel about that? You guys think that the Indians
I don't think
deserve?
anybody's arguing about what the Native Americans have gotten and the things that they have gotten. So that's not what this space is about. So we're not going down that hill or going in that rabbit hole.
Copy that. So you guys, so okay. So what are you guys after? You guys want to get money back from the American government?
I don't think you've been in this room long enough. I think maybe you need to read the room a little bit more.
He's not even American.
No. I'm asking a sincere question.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I mean, I can answer that question. You guys want?
Well, okay. Go ahead.
Well, the question I'm asking, first of all, I am American and I'm German. And sorry for my accent. If it offends you, don't listen to me. But the victimhood, you guys,
we're not going
like
there.
20 questions or something. I don't get it.
Yeah, right. So we're not going there, dude. And if that's what you come to this room to do, to disrupt it, then you're gone. So I'm gonna give you one more shot at this. I'm gonna let Art answer your question. Okay? If you don't want that, then I'm just gonna. You gotta go. Right? So hold on.
All right. So it's a handout thing. It's a debt owed. We don't even need new legislation. That's first off. And then second of all, if you're talking about like handouts again, I call the government an industrial handout complex. You rob from Peter to pay Paul all the time. You do it. That's what you do. And I'm told that I have to pay taxes. You know, honestly, sir, if we just were tax free and didn't have to invest in the government this whole time, right? That literally doesn't even want to give us redress. We could have paid our own shit, right? Like, and that's beside the fact that the Citibank themselves say that there's roughly been lost in the last 20 years, roughly 16 trillion. If you go back further than that, we have estimates as high as 51 trillion lost due to discrimination. And this is a bank that's literally with all the money. Like if it could think so, I don't think they're lying. Why would they lie? What benefit do they have to lie? So it's just like, are we going to address these issues or not? That's what it boils down to. And instead of looking at it like it's a group getting money, I think the view should be that we're trying to set a framework in which multiple people could go through that framework to get readdressed on their harms, not just Black people, even though Black people might be the first through the framework. So if you look at it from that perspective, we're actually advancing the country. So I don't know what the pushback would be.
Okay. No, I mean, I respect that. I respect what you said because, yes, we should be tax-free, obviously, right? We're living in a fucking clown world as we're speaking. It's obvious. And also, I'm in California. So, yes, I am in America. I just have a big accent that hasn't gone away for the last 22 years. Just to touch back on what you just said, since I've been in this space, there was a talk about reparation. Yes. I'm just confused about, it's so long ago where people were slaves, but I guess you guys have the right to go after that. I mean, in a way, I do see you guys' point because, we have immigrants come over here in California just to prove, and we're talking about illegal immigrants who haven't done anything to the country, haven't paid taxes, haven't done a fucking thing to help this nation out, right? Getting $150,000. Imagine that. They're going to get $150K for a first down payment on a house. I'm working my fucking ass off out here. I've been self-employed for 20 years. There's nobody giving me $150,000. And I'm LLC, I'm self-employed, I'm paying hella taxes every fucking year. So I'm not even going to sit here and argue with you guys. You guys go for it, because if everybody else is going to get a fucking piece of the pie, you guys might as well go for it too. I just do not like the victimhood. I don't like when people act like, oh, our slave, we were enslaved. Every nation and every fucking culture and everybody on this earth was.
But that boat's already sailed.
Hold on. Wolf, where are you from? Where are you from?
Originally Germany.
Okay, you're from Germany. Where do you live at?
I'm out in California.
Okay. And how long have you lived in the United States?
Well, my family is from the United States. I was just born in Germany. But yeah, I've been here 22 years.
Really, you shouldn't even have an opinion. Because the thing is, as much hell as
I should not have an opinion,
let me tell you why.
No, that's where we're going to be all wrong.
No, sir. You're going to listen to us because we listen to you babble. Now you listen to me. The reality is this. You just got here. Okay? You are an immigrant. As a Black American, I would never take my Black ass over to Germany and lecture to your people what justice looks like and talk about what y'all should or should be doing politically. Okay? You chose to come over here. We didn't. Okay? And it's disrespectful and disingenuous.
Hang on. My fucking grandfather.
I'm talking. That means you should be quiet.
No, bro,
I said I'm talking. I said, next thing I do, I'm going to throw you out the room. Don't talk over me. Don't come in here insulting people whose ancestors have blood and blood for this nation. Don't do that. That's insulting. Check your white privilege and take a step back. The reality is that we've gone through things in this nation that you couldn't even begin to fathom. Reparations is a debt owed. It's something that's owed to us. This is not a government entitlement program. This isn't a handout. It's a debt owed. I firmly believe that America should pay its bills on time. For if she is late on her bills, then she would incur interest. At the end of the day, we're asking for the bare minimums. We're simply saying, make us whole again. That's all we're saying. We're not here to get more than what we're owed. We're not here begging for this or begging for that. The reality is that you've said nothing about these migrants getting a la carte red carpet services. Whatever they ask for, they get. From free housing to $15,000 or $15,000 a month for food stamps and SNAP benefits, $5,000 a month in cash assistance. They get to drive around with no license plates, no car insurance, no driver's license. So again, Black people are simply saying, make us whole. We're not asking for more than what we deserve. And if it wasn't for Black Americans, a lot of immigrants wouldn't be allowed to be in this country to do what they want to do freely. They can sleep at night comfortably without having to worry about their head being beheaded. So don't come in here being insulting. If you're not in support of reparations, shut the fuck up. Because no one's asking you for your fucking opinion. What y'all white folks love to do is sit in these motherfucking spaces and circle jerk and complain and cry about the Jewish community. Woe is me. We tired of hearing that. And if you think you want to ever save America because America's been so good to you, you're going to need us. So we're saying no more of this parasitical relationship. If you want something, damn it, you got to work with us and we're going to negotiate back and forth. If you're not in support with what we're trying to do, shut the fuck up and go make a space about Jewish people and cry in there. Now land.
May I just talk on this?
Hello?
Go ahead.
And I'm just going to speak on it real quiet, normal about this. First of all,
Look at his page. He is a racist. He's not even
quick,
from America.
Real quick.
He's not from here. I promise you, he's not.
Let's just let him go ahead and then we'll move on.
Thank you, sir. And actually,
there's a double mute. There's a double mute. You should be able to talk now.
All right, thank you, sir. Actually, I've been following you for a while. You're conservative. I do agree with a lot of points that you're making. But first of all, my family goes way back in the United States. I just want to mention that. Arthur, you just a white libtard who wants to just suck up
I'm a
all these
white
people in this space.
conservative
Shut the
Southern
fuck up.
American.
Shut the
You are
fuck
not
up.
in America.
Anyway,
Hold tight, hold tight.
Also,
Let's
I
let's
am
hold
an
on,
American.
hold on.
you are
I
not
am an
here, dude.
American.
Hold on,
I
Art.
am
Just let him land, and then I'll let you go. Respond.
Thank you, an American. First of all, second of all,
It's probably a double mute. Okay. If y'all stop talking to each other, we won't have to mute the stage. I promise.
okay, yeah. Just, I'm finishing. I'm landing my plane. Dude, first of all, don't talk shit to me because I have an accent. Okay, just because my dad fought in the military station in Germany for a long time, met my mom there, makes me not American. Go fuck yourself. Okay, my family fought World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, everything. So don't sit here and talk crap, buddy, to a conservative. I don't like that at all. First of all, this country is built on foreigners, which are Germans and Italians and Irish and black and all these goddamn countries. So don't sit here and talk shit. You're racist, idiot. Okay, calling a racist, you're a fucking retard, dude. First of all, second of all, I don't like being called that I'm not American. I've been in this country. And I've been working in this country for 22 years. I've been self-employed 22 years, and I have never once in my life took a penny from the government, ever. The stimulus checks, I ripped them apart and I never used them. I don't want nothing from the government. All I want is the government to do right to the people. I'm an activist for what is best for the people of America. America first, put America first, and anybody else has an issue with that shouldn't be in politics. We have a politician system that's been infiltrated by a bunch of people who do not care about our country and our people. And that also means black people. Yes, Americans, because we're all Americans. Right, Arthur? You're conservative, right? You're a fucking idiot, by the way. So it's all Americans in this country. We all want one thing. That means the government to do their fucking job right, and the politicians to actually do what they say they want to do, which they never will. So where are we left now? In a divided United States. We're in a country that is being divided every fucking day by these politicians, and all we do is fight with each other. We never have any solutions. Everybody's jumping around. That's not the way to go. And I'm not going to come into space and was talking shit about reparations, Arthur. I just wanted to hear what they have to say, and I just wanted to see where they stand with the reparations, and if they're coming out and being victims about it, or if they have a real goal, real bulletproof coins, and actually going to, create a movement to get some money back. Which, hey, if fucking immigrants who come here legally get money, they deserve to get their money too. But I'm gonna land my plane there. Arthur, dude, you can DM me, bro. I smack your ass dude to the ground, buddy. You have no idea who you're talking to. I'm more American than you ever will be.
All right, dude, you're done. Thanks, appreciate you. Go ahead, Arthur, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been combating these guys in other spaces. He's likely followed me here. If you look at his profile, you'll see what I mean. He is a white supremacist. I would bet my left arm that he is not in America. He is not from America. I would bet my left arm. They come in, they destabilize these.
Well, then you're losing your left arm.
Well, prove it.
I don't even post shit to you.
Don't come off your mic, dude.
I'm telling you,
I'm
this is something I've dealt with countless times. People can have their opinions. I'm pretty damn certain on it. That's my opinion. I've seen this before. I've been fighting these assholes. They're not American, and I think they're trying to cause division. You'd have to see what I've seen to understand. But look at this page. It'll tell you exactly what you need to know about him. He's a disgusting piece of shit. I'll land there.
Thanks, man. Grizz, go ahead. Grinds.
Grimes, go ahead, Grimes. He called you Grizz.
Oh, my
Totally
fault. I'm good.
Hey, totally no disrespect, my brother.
Oh no, you're good. No, not my fault.
Yeah, I just realized what Tremaine what he just did. He did that on purpose. He's
gonna blame me for you saying the wrong name.
He just caught it.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I think I must have hit the button by accident.
Okay, so we're going to the hands only. Or?
Yeah, no, it's on.
I have a quick question. I want to cut in here real quick. Just a quick question. I'm drafting up this petition. I'm looking for anyone who wants to co-sponsor this petition. Let me know if you have an organization. Let me know. And if you are a non-Black or non-FBA ally, you want to co-sponsor this petition, please do so by DMing Re-Ups. Get in touch with Re-Ups, okay? And say, hey, I'd like to co-sponsor the petition going to Governor Newsom's office. Thank you.
All right, who was? I think when Grinds, are you gonna go? I think you are up.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you, man. Charlotte, you got your hands up there, I see.
Did you mean Sherelle?
No, thank you for that. Appreciate you. Sherelle. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the names. You already know that.
Hi, good afternoon. So I noticed that there is a statement that says that the California Assemblyman, Dr. Corey Jackson, I'm not related to him, even though my last name is the same. But I do know who that is. I'm curious as to what happened, what occurred, and how come some of this information isn't reaching everybody. It's just tidbits here and there. from my understanding and what I was informed a few days ago, that there was a vote when everybody was out of town and not even anywhere close to even advocate in one direction or another. And so that's concerning. And so it means that there's a disconnect in communication amongst different communities that are focused on this. And then the other concern there is why was that decision made? If there was any kind of explanation, what was hindered? Why did they hinder it? And then I think that would, I like to start there with that piece of information, because there's a lot of people that are within the community that are asking questions and they don't have the answers. So that means that there's disconnect and people aren't being informed of what's going on.
I think Brian's can explain it probably better.
I'll take a step. Would just be quick with it. Look, there's no doubt that some messaging may not be there. You know, we have to give each other grace because not everybody is an effective communicator. Not everybody has had the ability to work in corporate America. Not everybody in here is a publicist. What I think is incumbent on us is those who are skilled in such areas should be volunteering or crowdfunding, trying to get things done on behalf of the Black community, right? So if you know you're an expertise in finance, or you know that you're an expertise in XYZ, I think that you should say, hey, I see what's happening in California. I see where there's a lack of services, and I'm going to step up and do it now. I'll kick it off, but I can't take on the entire project without, some sort of, back end, if you will, because we do understand that this does cost. And the stakes are high. You get what I'm saying? So I'm doing what I'm doing. I've been doing a lot of shit, excuse my language, for free. Free of charge, drafting letters, making phone calls, doing legislative workshops, teaching people how to lobby on the fly. So, I mean, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing this petition, and then I got to do some legal demand letters to the governor's office and some other various agencies. At the end of the day, yeah, the messaging may be off, but if you see that it's off, step up and pull it in the ranks, right? If you don't follow me, let me see if you do. You don't. That's probably also why you don't see the right language, because you're not following the right people. But we're required to pull the weight for the community. I mean, we're just required to do that, right? I don't know what state you're in, but folks got to get organized. We got to start teaching Black folks how to really do this work. I mean, you got people that are very passionate and that do care. And you got folks that are just in the way, right? And sometimes we just got to be able to learn how to work through that. So yeah, if you see something that needs to be done, hold a space or connect with those who are getting things done. You got Camilla Moore. You got an organization called CJAC, which is based in Chicago or California. You got a lot of reparations organizations. I think the other thing is this, to be very direct and frank, is that you have a lot of people working in silos, and we got to break that, right? And I think that over the weekend we had the opportunity to really come together and see so many different people shine and work through the ranks, right? We saw different people who really didn't get along, weren't fond of each other. I saw people coming together. I mean, I saw people, reaching out to me who I wouldn't think to talk to, right? So to answer, I hope that answers your questions.
It didn't. So I'm going to ask the question again. What was going on in the hearings? Because there's a statement that's being made that he didn't support it or did not vote for it, or et cetera. So was there an explanation or what were the decisions in those meetings that caused them to
Okay,
do that?
so
That's
let
what
me
we're
ask you
looking
this
at.
question. What state are you in?
I'm in the state of California.
Okay. Did you know that there was a House bills potentially being that were on the agenda, slated on the agenda, but they were supposed to be voted on? Were you aware of that?
Right. So that's why I'm asking what
I
was going
understand.
on.
My question to you is, did you know that these two Senate bills were on the floor to be voted for, or supposed to be voted for? Okay,
yes.
So you had prior knowledge that these two bills were going to be on the agenda and that we were waiting for these bills to be voted on. You knew about that prior till that weekend, correct?
We've already established
Okay, so look, I want to address the problem. I mean, the problem is, going back to what you said, and we talk about communication, that's what you brought up. And I'm not here to bust your chops, but the problem that I see happen is that folks that know what's on the floor, know what's going on, y'all don't come back to the masses and educate the folks that are out of state and also in state. So when we talk about the communication and getting the messaging out, I blame a lot of you all, because you guys know this stuff and you're not saying, hey, folks, we need extra ears and extra eyes on this. Hey, folks, they're playing with our money. Gavin Newsom said that he supports reparations. When it comes down to really acting on it, he's kicking the can down the road. So hold on,
it's okay to say that
I'm not done talking. So that's the problem that I see happening, is that when we talk about the ineffective communication, a lot of people with this knowledge don't come back and share, or they're not creating these legislative workshops. They're not creating these spaces to educate folks, right? So it compels people like myself who don't live in the state of California to start now having to go back and Monday night quarterback stuff, and also having to do all this legwork and research, because you got folks that live there who ain't doing nothing or doing enough, right? So there's that. You ask what happened in these meetings. I'll tell you what happened in these meetings. Again, I know what happened, and I don't even live in California. What happened is you had a legislative Black caucus, state of California, playing with people's lives, playing with people's money, playing with people's times, and these organizers in defense of your governor, Gavin Newsom. Also playing politics over Black people because of personal differences and disagreements and internal conflicts. That's
thanks to our mod, we have like some new information. Looks like there was like something going on. I don't know. Kamala was forced to cancel an event. What's going on with this? Let's see. Let's see.
Kamala Harris, I want to finish that discussion. She said she didn't favor a ban on fracking now. The reality is she was one of the strongest proponents of that ban, so much so that when she was in California, she sued the Obama administration over granting fracking permits. She didn't just favor the abolition of private health insurance. She was a co-sponsor of the bill with Bernie Sanders as a U.S. Senator for Medicare for All for Americans. The reality is, when you think about the Green New Deal, she was the chief proponent, not just as a co-sponsor of the legislation, but going further and saying she would end the filibuster in the Senate to ram that through. So the reality is she can say what she wants to say now. Those are actions she has taken. Is someone allowed to evolve? Of course they are, but she deserves to explain exactly why she's changed those positions, exactly what her position is. If it's not a ban on fracking, what exactly is it? What exactly is her healthcare plan if she no longer favors abolishing private health insurance, which just 4 short years ago when she ran for president, she did? And that's the kind of scrutiny that's been missing. I think Donald Trump has received plenty of scrutiny, and I give credit to him for sitting for hostile interviews that Kamala Harris has not.
It's rare to see folks on CNN given the opportunity, especially from MAGA, to speak uninterrupted. And Vivek Ramaswamy lays into the CNN host who instantly regrets having Vivek on after he exposes Kamala as a career
medication inside the pills. Everything that surrounds the pill is all filler. Could be Ajax for all we know. They don't care about us. They don't. And until we stand up and demand a fair and honest democracy, we're headed for a disaster. Like I said, if either one of those candidates get in, we're finished.
Dude, we're already finished. Look at what BRICS is doing. They about to launch their own. We're about to enter a multipolar climate. Going forward, we're all. Oh my God! Look, we just have to work with what we have right now. We have to. What I think is what our people should have done a long time ago is we should have been voting for all 3 parties: the left, right, and the Green Independent Party. We should strategically, on a policy, case-by-case basis, align with a lot of these different politicians to get our people's needs met. That's kind of how I look at it.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, okay, the American people have been cheated for so many years. You know, a prime example is the assassination of JFK, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you know, Ross Perot. Even though Ross Perot wasn't executed or he wasn't assassinated, they told him if he didn't get out of running that for election, that somebody said they were going to kill his daughter. These people were cheated. Who knows where America would be today if Ross Perot would won? Would we be in this position? Hard telling, not knowing. You know, because the rich and the powerful put a stop to it. They don't want the American people to have a choice. They want the American people to choose between the lesser of 2 evils. And how fair is that? You know, being the fact that the American people make what this country is, not the governments.
I agree. We should get away from the duopoly. We should go to more a multi-party system with ranked choice voting. That's kind of how I look at it, but we have to face the reality that we have now. A lot of these politicians won't vote for these type of things that you're speaking on. And a lot of the people on the ground level aren't trying to, you know, go at these multi-trillion-dollar corporations and these well-funded people. We just kind of have to work with where we're at now, is what I'm saying.
No, I'm not trying
No,
to.
sister, what are you saying?
I'm still,
She did.
I thought she just accepted it. Incredible.
That low
pulled
key
out the
might be
debate?
No, I didn't know that.
that might be the smartest thing she could do right now, low key. Cause all of this she not black shit, Trump gonna pretty much pull blackness completely off of her ass and embarrass her. Plus the shit that just for real. Plus the shit that just happened with reparations. He gonna drag that through I'm talking about through the fire. He
Speaking
got
facts.
no explanation for how Democrats been finessing us. I just came from that room that's in the title. What I took from that was y'all should have delineated 10 years ago. And at this point, we in these positions, so y'all either make sure we on board and address redlining as the thing that y'all gonna get paid for and kick rocks, and maybe we'll help you with the slavery shit, or move on. I said, damn, these motherfuckers cold, bro.
Hold on,
They
wait, say that again.
Yeah, it's real sad how far of them are willing to just be used uh, instead of using the actual parties that are. It's real sad.
said, damn, bro. And because they was upset about what they didn't say they was upset, but it was an underlying theme in there that the way that we positioning it being based off lineage, they calling us ethno-nationalist and xenophobic. So if we want to be repaired from slavery, that's an issue. But y'all want to be y'all just want to say fuck all that and let's just talk about what happened once y'all people got here. And we supposed to just be like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go with that. That's crazy as hell, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's very unfortunate.
That's crazy as hell.
So wait, what you're saying that they're saying is it's too late to do delineation, like where it's way past that, basically.
No, so delineation is gonna happen because this should make it abundantly clear. I'm saying this shit should have been done 10 years ago because we are overly accepting people, and we really did not see the canary in the coal mine when it comes to people putting their best interest ahead. We operated under that we all black shit. No, we made a grave mistake with that shit. A grave mistake. Because what seems to me, and I could be wrong, so I'm just going based off what I heard from that conversation. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But from what I heard from that conversation, it seems to me as if they pretty much was standing and saying, hey, we are in these positions and we built coalitions. And you have to get along with us and do what we think is right to move forward. So what if you're right about that it should be this way? It doesn't include us, so we're not gonna push the shit forward. Either make sure it includes us or it goes nowhere.
And that's what we're up against.
Emotional blackmail.
Pretty much. That's what that shit sounded like. And I could be wrong, but that's what I got from that conversation.
But that's how they're moving in general. So I their actions. You don't have to say that. It's their actions that's what they've done so far.
Still blackmail, no matter where you look at it. If you don't do this, you won't get that.
That's
just like the Black Caucus did in California.
I'm not even coming to this room to fight and argue with people. I'm a pretty passionate person, and for a while there, I was really behind Bobby Kennedy, but I can't get behind him now. I just can't. It now if here's something I'll say. If Trump made him VP, then I would vote for him. How's that?
If Trump made him what?
Vice president. I would.
Well, he's going to have a cabinet position. We just don't know which one.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if he made him vice president, then I could get behind that.
Yeah.
I have a question.
His platform is decent in regards to us specifically.
What do you think if we started kind of doing like how the pro-life people are in terms of just making it a single issue? Do you think like there's something how that would just bring traction? Because like for me, I'm definitely going to vote this upcoming election. I'm just not either I might vote for a president or I might not. I'll just probably write something in or whatever, just reparations. But I'm gonna vote on a ballot measure.
I think you should.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you know what you can do? You can vote independent all the way down the ticket.
Yeah, which
That's
people
what I'm
don't
doing.
realize. No, like what people don't realize, you could do that. People think like when they get to the booth, they have to fill everything in. If you just want to only go up there and vote on, like California, we're doing like they have like the minimum wage. If I only wanted to vote on minimum wage and that was it, that's still me doing my part. That's me saying, I got up, I got in my car, I went to the precinct, and I'm actually taking mine personally a step further. Like with my assembly person, I'm not voting for them. And I wrote them a letter and said, hey, I just want you to know. And I gave a call too. I want to leave a public record and everything. This upcoming election, I'm not supporting, but I'm voting. So the energy to do that, to get up there and not vote for them, I think that that's also, making a statement as well. But that's
I think
just,
that's the most important thing to do, honestly. To be counted as not wanting to be counted because they fucked up sends a way bigger message than I just stay home, in my personal.
There was another sister that pointed out that we should.
Well, hold on, because I'm trying to find. You said that Kamala Harris put out on a debate. Where did you see that at? No, where's this? No, where's this at publicly other than the YouTube account?
Yeah, because I seen it a couple hours ago that she finally accepted it, and then she was talking about how she'll be disadvantaged with the rules.
Because the latest update I heard is that Donald Trump won the coin toss. I don't see anything that's credible that says that she pulled out.
Are the rules in her favor or in his favor?
Is mutually beneficial.
Yeah, it's the same as what Trump and Biden did last time. So
yeah, but I want to
she's
focus on. I want to focus on this allegation that she pulled out. Where's that coming from? Because with who? A debate with who?
No, that's not till the 10th.
That was the whole
that might have been the original one if she would have
That was the
agreed to it
original
weeks ago.
debate that they were supposed to be with Biden, right?
On Fox News, I
No,
think.
not Fox. Either way, it's misinformation. That's not accurate. I was just trying to figure out where the origins of that came from. No, they did not have a. All right, never mind. We just gotta make sure we're giving out accurate information. Because there is disinformation. We talked about that earlier, and we want to make sure that Black Americans aren't peddling rumors and stuff like that. So that's all.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need to be having going
Because
on.
that's the narrative on the app is that, and it's coming from Black Democrats that that we're also doing this stuff too. So we just want to make sure we're correct.
So, speaking about misinformation, I'm curious, is it really true about Roland Martin and his whole little debacle of him watching gay porn? Because people been coming to me saying that it's like a deep fake or something like that. Does anybody know?
It's a what you would call this show. It's supposed to be about like this dating show or some shit. I forget what the name of it was, and it was an ad for it. Supposedly, I don't know. That shit definitely happened though. 100% it happened. I like the beginning part that you see. I'm not saying that's for gay porn, but that part did happen. He even admitted it. He was like, "Man, it's Twitter. It put up new things in your feed. That shit happened." Now how I got there, I don't know.
Donald Trump had a town hall meeting today, and he's gonna have one tomorrow. So it's a second episode or second part of it. So
I have another question, sir. I guess my question goes to you, or just I'll throw it out to the audience. In terms of going back to delineation, what do you think is like the best marketing plan? Because I think like how who was it? Genesis, you had said it before, like other groups, they plan things out in advance. So like I remember when did they say when Trump lost and just in previous elections when the Republican has lost, that same night they start sitting and planning for the next election. So how do we start in the next or make a 4-year plan in terms of what the marketing plan will be in terms of pushing strong delineation over the next 4 years? What does that look like?
For me, I would say there needs to be a strategic campaign with grassroots folks, and then also folks going through organizations that has the ears of the OMB. So I think when folks are pushing this delineation on the app, they did not have the key relationships, and I think that a lot of people were working in silos. It's also true that a lot of people they're very much egotistical, right? So, for example, I'm gonna call it a spade a spade. There's supposed to be a meeting tomorrow, an emergency town hall, right? A lot of the people who have been working in these reparation spaces did not know about this. We found out about this last minute, right? I've heard through you and others that this was taking place. If you know that there's individuals that are fighting for reparations, and then you guys are having secret meetings, and then you're not putting it out to everybody, this is why shit like what happens in California over the weekend happens, because you guys create environments, not you, but folks create these environments for this stuff to happen. You got to include people. You have to have a collaborative effort to getting people, especially folks who are going to do the work. You get what I'm saying? I think there are a lot of folks who are not truly, like, people want to be organized, but they don't have the business skills or the savvy to get things done. You have to learn how to write letters. You have to learn how to do petitions. You have to learn how to write press releases and briefs and lawsuits. And so if you're not doing that, you're shooting yourself in the fucking foot. And I'm tired of doing a bunch of work to independently of my own. There should be a reparations collective where you're including everybody, not just people you prefer to work with.
Do you know and we really appreciate the work that you have been doing.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Do you know if there's a way, I guess, if you can put that in like a drive for us to be able to self-serve in the future to kind of templatize that, so then we can go ahead and, replicate it when it comes to those templates? Do you think
So
that
I mean,
would be useful?
I don't use templates. That's the thing. I do this, organically. You just have to have a mind. You just got to know how to, do the work. I mean, brainstorming is that, but you got to learn how to effectively communicate. And I think there was the lady earlier who was problematic, Sherelle Jackson, come in talking about, well, there's mixed signals with the messaging. I agree that there is some mixed signaling, but then also you got folks in LA, you got folks that's not in LA trying to come and do some work, but then you got people that are like working in silos. And so I'm just only going to say, you're going to continue to run into the same problem that we ran into over the weekend, where you got folks that know information but are not sharing the information to the last minute. And when you work like that, you're going to always fuck yourself over. Excuse my language, but you're going to always be behind the 8 ball. You're going to always be playing catch up. You're going to be always trying to guess, what do we do next? And then everybody's walking around or sitting around like lame ducks or sitting with their head chopped off, because there's not a strategic plan, and people are working for their own score. Just like the accusations is to be true that the caucus is working for their own good, and they're not working in a collaborative effort with Bradford, right? So you got folks that are saying, well, you're doing this on your own. Folks need to put their egos aside. You cannot ask that of your legislators, but then you're doing the same thing that they're doing. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, I have a suggestion. So to the sister who was saying that she's going to vote for write-in reparations, and others said they would do something similar of the sort. I just have one pushback on that. Looking at this election and everything that's on the table, mainly everything that Kamala Harris wants to push onto the American people, which is already happening in California, which they want to expedite to the rest of 50 states through executive order in some way, shape, or form, whether she means it or not, or if she's able to do it with how the three branches will all align when it's all said and done. I think we really need to seriously consider voting Trump, because when you look at Agenda 47 and things that are problematic for us. The biggest thing that I see personally is CRT, or the diminishing of teaching Black children or kids coming up, college students, about our history. States have already passed some legislation to only, I think Mississippi, to only teach Black history going back to like 1970. These things are problematic, but I'd rather have those fights than the fights of losing equity in homes and stocks. If any of you own any homes, heard talking about taxing unrealized gains, that's ridiculous, and that's going to gut all of us Americans, especially if you have any land or anything in your name from your parents or grandparents. She's coming for all of that, and with the whole push to pretty much push everybody into a renter economy instead of home ownership, is really the banana in the tailpipe is what she's pushing onto us. And the whole thing with her executive order, she wants to push what is it, automatic voter registration, no excuse ballots. Basically, if anybody can get any form of ID from the state government, which is pretty easily, especially with a lot of states allowing illegal immigrants to vote or to have driver's license, anything of that sort with the state, you automatically get a right to vote. So things of this sort.
I'm sorry, say that.
You're in the Matrix.
Yeah, it went out, but I heard the apprehension in your voice, bro. We passed the point where we gotta pretend like Buddy don't got something that he can offer somebody. If you want to vote for him. I fuck around, vote for him, bro.
Oh my God. It's so major. Oh my God. So major. Oh my God. You fucking pussy. You bitch cunt. You bitch cunt.
Yeah. Okay, let's get you on the block list. Shout outs to that. Anybody else? Sage, I didn't mean to mute your mic, bro. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I just want to say that, there's a lot of negatives on the Kamala end, and her talking about price gouging in the grocery industry. I worked a whole decade in the grocery industry. I have a Dollar Tree down street from me that's shutting down because they can't make ends meet. Affordability for all of us is just really hard, and the things that she's offering is problematic. I feel that we should push back on her first, especially with her being so for the border and all these different things. Push back now, and we can,
I don't think it's no pushing back on her, bro. She's extremely pro-immigrant. The people here, she's been making promises to pathway to citizenship for 30+ million people. It's no really working with that. I'm in Chicago. They done sent these motherfuckers here in buses, and they here deep. And the city already cashed out. We looking at a $1 billion deficit, and they got their ass in a hotel on like 71st and South Shore. I might have the address wrong, but they at the Rainbow Beach Hotel, deep as hell, 600 rooms damn near.
And they're raising your property taxes up there, right?
Yeah. So no, you talk about Jamal. He just got his property tax assessment bill. So they reassessed the value of his house at double and raised his property tax based off of that. I got a specialized freeze, but it's more than likely that freeze get removed. I might get hit with that shit too for like a $1.4 million house if they do the same thing to mine.
I saw Jamal say
They
that.
also what that old Ramada is.
Yeah, that's why I say we gotta go Trump. We still could push for reparations, but like we gotta get Trump in there, because like we know it's not, if it's not gonna be Trump, it's gonna be her. Like, I know people don't like Trump or whatever, but hey, here go the thing that really about skin on our backs right now, shirt on our backs right now. We gonna be the reparations later.
They talking about Kamala for all the Black people. Kamala for all the immigrants. The immigrants formed a coalition that really ain't got shit to do with us, and they'll include us on the back end before they include the white people. They had just moved forward with with their plans, and we just lollygagging. This is our fault though. I can't even hold you. It's all our fault. We
Them illegals is also in Hyde Park at that old Ramada Inn in that hotel right next door to it. Yeah.
So the people
Yeah,
here,
my
but
elder families.
that I'm in Chicago right now. Them taking blocks and shit, that's never gonna happen. They'll get their whole lineage wiped before they take over the city. But they definitely moved them in and they paying rent for them and shit and doing things for them that they not doing for us. And it's hella homeless black people out here, hella homeless vets and all type of other shit be in these streets. And they doing a lot of shit for these other people. Like they clearing off an area and around like 31st. They even went to the Asian neighborhood and they about to take their shit and put a homeless camp there specifically for them. But when our people was homeless, they went and took all their tents and shit up out of parks and made their ass move around.
Yeah, I was talking about Chicago the same with the brother who was just speaking before me, M. White. Because I was talking about because he talked about like 71st and South Shore. I was also bringing up that they're being housed at an old Ramada Inn. I don't know what name of that hotel is now. And then there's a hotel right next door to that that's being housed. I seen them. I was just sitting in the lot earlier this year, and I saw like a long line of them coming in, pulling in the parking lot in the back, and these new cars that new trucks, they can't be discriminated against, or the approval can't be contingent on their citizenship status for these loans, homes, and cars apparently. But
So,
they're
the ones you've been seeing, the ones I be seeing got teardrops and shit. They clearly been gang banging the majority of their life. Is that the same ones you've been seeing? Yeah.
I think I may have seen. I think I've seen some of them, but then like one had asked me for money. I was sitting outside my lady's building last year, like with them.
You out south, out west?
Downtown, like right off of Wabash and what is it, Van Buren. And the dude couldn't speak a little English. He was trying to get some. He was trying to get some money. He was like asking if I could, give him some money or whatever. So he had to talk through the Google Translator, and he was like, "Hi, I'm from Venezuela." So that's how I knew. But he didn't seem like he was. I think he was walking with his lady or something. I don't think he was probably one of the ones from the prisons. I don't think, but I know a lot of them are though. So
No, the ones that I've been seeing, I'm out west with it. I've been seeing their ass out west. They been like pimping and shit. They haven't started trying to what'll cause the clash that people is worried about or talking about is gonna happen is if they try and like come out and take over. Chicago got an open air uh business environment. And if they conflict with that, then all hell will break loose for them at that point. But what it looked like they doing is they women are selling themselves, and the men they kind of at this point they've been keeping their head down. Maybe they don't got the numbers. Maybe they just ain't gonna do that shit. I don't know. But they haven't kicked it off like how to like take a whole building over like in Aurora. That shit will not happen here.
yeah.
No, they didn't.
There's a lot of mixed information with that. But see,
No.
here's the thing: that when because there's this call or whatever, we don't really know how solid, whatever it is with that call. But like there's different like videos show, displaying that call. But then there was rumors that the cops appeared like maybe an hour after whatever the alleged incident happened. What I was trying to do yesterday was trying to find out, was it a matter of they ran up in there and was chased the fuck out of there by some niggas, like you're not playing that shit over there? But a couple of different sources. So anybody in the space that knows balance, one of his guys went over there and checked, and then one of my guys checked, and both of our sources basically, let us know that nothing was taken over or anything. But there are some illegals being housed in one of those buildings, like in the back or whatever. But there wasn't on no attack or take over type shit.
Right on 60th at King Drive.
Well, yeah, that because me and some of the other people in another space was talking about that as a possibility. Maybe they was kind of like testing the temperature to see how we would respond. I know one thing: this coming Monday, because in Hyde Park there's some posters or whatever on these poles basically saying that we're hating on black people are hating on immigrants. So but like the last time I heard that bullshit rhetoric was when those illegals were going into that border building on the east side, like around 70 something in Essex, and they were cleaning up and everything. They was like moving in all these pieces of furniture and appliances and shit into that building. And then like that next day, I guess after so many calls to the police came in, yeah, this white dude that owned that building said, no, they're not breaking in. We told them they can live there. Listen, you see all these people on this block hating these immigrants. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you basically trying to turn FBA into a hate group and trying to give them class. Well, yeah. And see, the thing is, they're trying to make it seem like we're inciting that shit by calling. No, like they know the temperature of these motherfuckers that allowed to come over here. They hate their own dark skinned relatives and keep them in the closet and just shut up and don't talk about it. So to come over here, they know they don't want to. They know they owe us, and they owe us big reparations and all kind of tangibles and protections. But they want to give everything to these people right here that just fucking got here, not even legally here, but they can legally possess firearms, and all the stuff that they're freely giving to them. We got to jump through hell and hot water and all kind of loops and hurdles just to be told no or to barely be told yes. So, we see what's going on. They're basically trying to do everything they can to strip us of any type of bit of wealth we have or entitled to, so that less than 30 years, and some argue that it's already happened in certain areas like Chicago or wherever else, that the net zero of the black household is zero, or will be by 2050 or 2053. So they're trying to make sure that we have absolutely zero way of getting back on our feet and passing down generational wealth like everybody else is.
Yeah, you got it. A good person to look at is look at what they did. Look at what the Democrats are doing to Jill Stein and the Green Party. They literally hired people to go into the Green Party, cause chaos and stuff like that, to get people to disagree with the Green Party. This is what they do. Like I said, I'm a far left California Democrat, but I seen a lot of the mask off come around this time around. I never really realized that the Democrats sued other political parties to make sure that they wouldn't even get on the ballot. They want to keep the duopoly going instead of getting a multi-choice, multi-ranked voting system. They're doing a lot of disingenuous and dangerous things that will really hurt us. They've taken a huge leap into authoritarianism. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And
Nobody voted in the primary for Kamala. That's the craziest part of this.
Yeah.
And see,
They
not
just
only
said,
that,
no, y'all gotta have her. And we gonna pump this shit nonstop. Then they say that she ain't gonna do no debate or none of that shit. Bro, they really pulling it.
but see, not only that, but
And
the
no policy.
Democratic Party don't even fuck with her, because one, why did it take a whole week for them to finally get some people to barely push her or support her or get behind her. But then, like, Jasmine Crockett spoke on the fact that the Democratic Party was having some meetings. She wouldn't share the names, but she said that basically some people of that party said that Kamala wasn't it.
No, no, I
No,
get what you're
it's
about to say,
definitely
but
happening. They have channels where they post it where they're talking about murdering people. I mean, I have it on my channel where they have posts where they post numbers. I can show you on TikTok. They're hitmen that are from Venezuela. They literally want to fucking kill us and take over everything.
Who is this talking right now?
Because that videos and fucking pictures talking about it. It's Trende Awera in fucking Colorado, Chicago, you know, Texas. I mean, they're real. I mean, all you got to do is just talk to these people for real. Like, you can even search it up. Venezuela released all their prisoners, right? And people in mental institutions, and they released them here. And you can even search it up. California, fucking Colorado, they're all safe cities for them. These people can commit crimes and they won't even get arrested for it. Search it up.
They was whooping police ass in New York and got off scot-free.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, these people are evading us. They're going to be the new U.S. citizens. And our politicians don't care, Republicans or Democrats.
He's right about that. Well, at least with the sanctuary cities out here in California, it's not just for immigrants, for them not to deport them. It is if you commit a crime in California that they don't enforce if you break the law. So in terms of shoplifting, if you are illegal or if you are committing a crime in California, they won't pursue it.
And they
You won't get
celebrate it
arrested.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Or
Like,
the DA won't go after it.
yeah, I mean, they're safe cities for a reason. They're giving each illegal family over $100,000, 2 years rent free. You know, I mean, search it up. It's in Chicago, Dallas, California, Colorado. I mean, we are the enemy, people, and we need to stop caring about parties and just start sticking up as a community. They don't care about us at all.
Listen, if you don't have them already, I'm gonna try to find. I should have at least 2 of them. But anybody, because you have people that will just be determined to cap and cape and straight up lie. Like, I've seen it over the years, but like at least since summer 2020.
I'm telling you, I will send you the pictures and stuff. If you search up Trende Agua, like features of what they do and like their tattoos, these people on TikTok have every single tattoo, and they even say it in Spanish that they're flying over to Denver and shit and murdering people for money. It's in their TikTok. I can even send you the pictures and shit. I'm not even joking.
But like the thing that I'm gonna try to find right quick in about a minute are the receipts that they're getting thousands in EBT and like a few thousand on like the cash part, like 3, 4, 5,000 on the cash part. But the receipts that I've seen, something like 2 of them in Chicago alone, were like anywhere between 13 and 20,000. And it's crazy because I see that on this app literally the next morning after being told by my family that they came across one of those illegals receipts in the Hyde Park area, and that was the one that had like 20,000. But I think the one I saw the next morning was like either 13 or 15,000 remaining EBT.
Are those people with kids?
I think they are, but then the thing is, like, if anybody tells you that it's not true, you just show them the receipts. If you don't have them already, I'm gonna try to find at least a couple of them. But yeah, they are getting it. So, and it's crazy because, like I said, I see it literally the next morning on here after my sister-in-law was having a conversation with me about it the night before. When she said she herself came across the receipts.
Yeah, for a while, I thought that they were, you know, how like everyone gets these benefits broken down per month on a monthly basis. I, for some time, thought that, well, maybe they were just giving them a year's worth of benefits up front until I learned that this wasn't just a one-time thing, that this was happening every month for them. It's pretty crazy.
And what's crazy is that like people that are Americans, like people that either work their whole lives, or maybe those who can't even work because of disability, they can't even get $100 a month, but they're giving these people thousands. And like some of these people, somebody mentioned earlier, like even the vets can't even really get the benefit, all the benefits that these people are getting. Some of these vets are getting like barely either $39 or $29, and that's after some type of drop from whatever they were previously getting, which still wasn't much.
Yeah, in a roundabout way, we just Hold on one second.
I suggest you look into the 2030 agenda by Klaus Schwab. I mean, they tell you everything, folks. They want to get rid of your property. They want you to eat fucking bugs and shit. They don't want you to go outside. Like, they don't want you to own a car. Like, these people are true psychopaths of the highest order.
So let me.
And see, my thing is with that is that they like, because that's been my thing for a minute. Like, talk about Agenda 2030. Why are you still stuck on a scare tactic of something called Project 2025?
Well, I'm not even scared of it. I'm saying you can go on TikTok and there's
No,
people.
not you. I'm talking about the people that try to convince us that we need to be afraid of. And my thing is, we're
Oh,
black.
it's
Like,
just divide and conquer. That's all it is, brother.
like black
It's
Americans are not scared of the grassroots community is not scared of any tactics, any scare tactics from a Project 2025. You know, a lot of people that's trying to scare us with it don't even know any of the literature whatsoever in that. They're just regurgitating the scare tactic somebody put on them.
no, absolutely. I mean, this has been going on since the start of the country. I mean, think about it.
I've known
Almost
Tariq like the back of my, you know,
every
I
country,
used to be
almost
challenged,
every
so I
president's
know what I
related.
expect. I know what the standard is, what industry standard is, and then I know Tariq, so I just know how he moves. So don't think I'm being difficult at that. And I appreciate, you know, any opportunity you bring forth. It's just that I know the particular.
Sir, you have a hot mic. You have a hot mic.
Yeah. Does he know he on? Hot mic.
Hot mic.
Oh shit. Thank y'all. God damn it.
But no, I just want to say, like, you know, regardless of race or age or anything, like, we really just need to stand up as community because obviously the elites, I mean, think about it. They poison our food, our education, our water, like our chemicals to clean ourselves, our toiletries, like everything has cancerogens in it. We're the only country in the world to have all this shit. Yet we have the most money and the most fucking, you know, whatever. And yet our elites are killing us the most out of damn near every first world country. Why is that? It's because we're the enemy. We're not citizens.
Not only that, but we're the only other country that allows people from other countries to be our elected officials. That we have this whole
Yes,
dual.
sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know, I tell people all the time, you get rid of dual citizen, and then you put us pause on both legal and illegal immigration for like a century. All this stuff will just clean itself up. We'll be able, as citizens, to just be able to get this stuff going on the right track again. But as long as we got, you know, all these people that can represent their nations, um, this is just what it's going to be, unfortunately.
Allegiances, like what's going on with that governor? They found out that her chief of staff was doing work with the CCP. So I know
Yep.
great with that today.
And I drilled down on that in that comment about that. I was like, well, they need to. I said the FBI needs to dig a little bit deeper because I feel like a lot of these Latino people are being funded by a lot of these cartels and in some shape or form, maybe through some political pact. But it doesn't make sense that a lot of these people want to go so hard for illegal immigration the way that they are. Like it just doesn't make sense.
I think one thing we need to realize at the end of the day is that we're caring about people who have the most money and power in the world, and they think of humans as toys or nothing but human. I mean, why do you think they hunt us down and everything? Like, I mean, just every bill they pass, it's not for our benefit and shit. I mean, if you actually read these like bills they pass, they might be long as fuck, but it's worth it. I've been seeing this shit coming since 2018, but like it's just hard really trying to fucking tell people this shit because you sound crazy. I mean, like think about it. People try to make our world so crazy, yet we're nothing but fucking just small. I mean, our body in general is just so complex.
Yeah, but like Grimes T said that 2040 thing about the median black income being zero. Like I went to a conference hosted by MIT that was about that, and that's real. And it was weird to me that they talk about Project 25, something that's fake and made up, and that's out here. It's literal. You know what I mean? We're going in that direction. Like it's literal. Like that's something that's literally happening, and it's no alarm. You know, no one's talking about that. Like, but
Oh,
that.
That's because, I mean, let's be honest. Black Americans, I don't care for race or anything, but I just speak facts. And what are the facts? I mean, blacks have been enslaved in America for 400 years by who? The most powerful people, which are Zionist Jews that just want to get rid of everybody. And what do? They just divide and conquer. Like, it's not
But
a racist
all
thing,
that
but
stuff is affecting us first, like the illegal immigration. I don't care what it is. There's foreign groups of people that are taking money out of all kind of pots. Like they talk about, like they were saying that we're the ones doing all those snatch and grabs out the retail stores. Like that's them.
oh yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
called
They got
Afro.
all
Search
the
it up.
scamming that's going on. They're
Afro
in
Venezuela.
all of the scamming. They're in all of the
Yeah,
stuff. Drug dealing,
Afro Venezuela. It's a
LSD.
hashtag
You know
on
what I mean?
TikTok.
They're in every market. You know what I mean? They're in everything that we do. You know what I mean? Like they're sticking together. They're ganging up, and they are. You know what I mean? They are out here, and that's a real figure. You know what I mean? Black people is the ones that they're saying, like the houses, the access to housing is really getting ready to go down for us. For the first generation, this generation is having less access to houses than the last, than our parents and stuff. And nobody's talking about this. Like that's, I don't know, crazy to me. But
I mean, let's be truthful. I'm not trying to be ageist or anything. Every age has their problems, but older people are so brainwashed into thinking. I mean, younger people are more open-minded in this generation than ever before. Like, it's hard talking to older people about this shit.
No,
I'm
now.
not trying to be
Yeah.
ageist. Hey, I'm not a hypocrite. I'll blame even Gen Z and Millennial X. They all have their problems. Like, I'm not a hypocrite for anything.
I'm a boomer and I have a very open mind and a very clear mind.
But
So
let's be honest.
don't go there. No.
But let's be honest. Who are more
You're an
open-minded?
outlier, Kelly. You're an
Yeah, for real.
outlier.
Who's more open-minded? Younger people or older people? That's just a fact.
According
yeah,
to
even in
you,
my family, when I can think about everybody that got vaccinated, like the older ones, like ones that were certain generations, like it was like no saying,
No
they were
hesitation at all.
vaccinated. There was no hesitation. They was going straight forward, and that's ridiculous. Now you got all these people just dying, collapsing, falling over, and they're gonna act like this has always been at 40s.
They talk
people just
about
dying in
Big
their sleep.
Brother. They talk about Big Brother government, yet they line up for fucking shots, and if they don't, they get fired. Like, come on now. Older generations, they would have all quit their jobs.
I
and
literally
fought for
lost
that
my
shit.
job over that. Like, and I'm watching. I lost my job and everything. I'm like, that was weird. Like, how the fuck? Why would I let my job, a corporation that can fire me any day, tell me that I have to get this chemical injected into me against if I don't want it? Like, that's so weird.
And guess
That
what?
same thing kind of happened to me as well.
15 illegal immigrants just came in the fucking city and getting all your money. They don't got to take no vax. And guess what? They're going to be the
But look
newest
at all the
citizens.
people that are dying just out of the blue. It's people that are in our age range. I'm like, even people that are healthy. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just weird to die at 38 from
Because
stroke.
it's a cardiovascular problem. It scars your heart valves. So if you try to run or do anything athletic, your heart literally fucking
Cancer,
pops.
all this cancer. Everybody is getting cancer, and like everybody is getting cancer. This shit is crazy. It's like, damn, if I could die, I had cancer.
Yeah, the
Wow.
Pentagon just a couple of days ago released the military readiness of our country, of our citizens, and we're in really bad shape. They said that we really need to avoid going against Iran, China, Russia, and I think there was a fourth one. I can't remember who it was. North Korea. Yeah, we can't fight even two of those people at one time. Like, all right, and then you factor in just China alone. There's 5 Chinese soldiers for every 1 American. So we really are like, white people are lucky they developed nuclear weapons because right now we are in bad shape. We're in bad shape.
Hey,
I see
I'm
that
not trying to interrupt, but I gotta go. But please check out, my last post. I'm telling you guys, check out that address and look at the hashtag on TikTok. There's hitmen that are literally fucking traveling the world on your taxpayer dollars, kidnapping and killing fucking children and kids. That address is right next to the school. I'm telling you. And you can tell that they're Trende Agua by the tattoos and the symbols they use. Like, just search it up. I'm telling you, please spread the awareness. This is no fucking joke. It's right next to the school.
Yeah, I believe that.
And the
I do believe
hashtags point out underage girl getting sexually assaulted. Then the next hashtag is a burial casket.
No, but it was a girl that got shot. It was a black couple that got shot to death in DC. They said it was like, the people looked like they were from Venezuela or somebody shot her in
Because
her
it's
face.
called
Random.
Afro Venezuela. I'm telling you, search it up. It's dark-skinned Venezuela people that act like black people, but it's really Venezuelan immigrants that are fucking killing and trafficking people. Look it up. Afro Venezuela.
And that's the reason why I ultimately have a problem with immigration, because a lot of these people possess one unique ability that we don't. They can hit and then flee back to their country, and they can keep doing that over and over and over again until they get their whatever their mission is. They can get it done. That's why
Sanctuary City, they don't get arrested no more in the cities, homeboy. They don't arrest them. They can kill people and not get arrested.
facts.
ICE doesn't do shit. I mean, it's literally fair game. It's us or them. Like, I'm not even. They're gonna. I mean, the address is right next
And
to
like I said,
fucking school.
that's
People. They're kidnapping kids right next to schools. Look it up. I'm telling you.
like I
Just look
said.
for the
They've been
symbolism.
doing that. They've been doing that, letting them foreigners come over here and have certain rights. Like, I never understood how them corner store Iranians and stuff, they can be over here and they have guns and shit on them in the store. And you know what I mean? Like, they got the right to do all of that in a country. You don't even know if they're legal or not. The police is not harassing them. You know what I mean? Like, making sure that they've got their guns registered and all the shit that they're doing. Like, it's been like that.
Oh yeah, I used to go to I forgot what ethnicity they are, but I used to go to this one really nice restaurant right next to UCLA all the time. But them boys was in there packing, man. But I buy that
Yeah, but
baklava.
imagine black people being in their spots like that. You know what I mean? Like, they get harassed. Our businesses get harassed and shit like that. Well, no black person gonna be on the block just with a gun. I watched him with a gun on his hip, opening the store. You know what I mean? Like, operating like the Wild Wild West, like without getting harassed by the police.
6 illegals just beat the fuck out of 2 fucking cops, and they didn't get no jail sentence. It's a whole different standard. If black people were to do that, they would have been shot and killed, like point blank.
Even the
6
dog.
fucking people.
Big Fox, I saw that you had your hand up. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say just reset the room. Trying to figure out. I came in a little late. That's all. Say the Democrats are hating.
No, they got a room right now with the lady in the title. I'm not that familiar with it, but I went to the room. They was discussing the reparations, and they pretty much was long story short, they were saying that pushing for reparations from slavery, a lot of them don't qualify for it. So
Yeah.
they won't sign off on a bill for that unless you push for reparations that repair redlining and things that they families who recently came to
Nah,
America qualify for.
nah, it don't work that way. We didn't. Our families that put in pain hundreds of years before their family even came here, so they
That's
gotta
so
cut that out.
this elite this immigration thing, like this delineation movement, we should have delineated so long ago. But
Yeah.
the truth be told, they ass in a lot of political positions at this point, and
Yeah.
on purposes under the guise of flat blackness, but they moving in what's the best interest for people like them.
Yeah.
Like,
What I
and Big
can say.
Fox,
What's up?
the other thing that they were talking about in that room, I joined it briefly as well, is that for example, they were talking about Sir Major, how he's drilling down and focusing on California. They saying that for some reason that if you live in one state, you have no right to be focusing on another state's politics, as if what happens in California doesn't happen to the rest of the country. They're
Yeah.
really trying to keep us separate. They don't want us talking to each other.
Yeah, it's the Democrat. They like the slavery plantation all over. You know, when we were slaves, we are not to learn how to read. So this is all full circle, like Democrat slavery. It's a plantation. It's all over again, man. They want us dumbed down, and they want us like hive-minded. Like we can't think for ourselves. We all gotta, you ever saw Star Trek, the Borg?
I love Star Trek and the Borg.
Yeah, that's how they want
Ooh,
us to be. You know, we
I
not the
think a lot of
board.
I think a lot of the people in the rooms that they pulling for, because I know like I've been cool with a lot of Africans my whole life. I didn't really like when they tell me about their struggles with citizenship or that, because a lot of theirs be having fugazi ass papers. Their birthdays don't be right. It'd be a name of somebody else. It'd be all type of fugazi shit. But they was cool, so I ain't really say shit about the
But
shit.
you know what? That's never been a problem until they started getting in our way, and we
Right.
gotta check their
Now it's an
temperature.
issue because of that shit, right? So what I'm
Yeah,
saying is the reason I think they pulling so hard and pushing this come out, they trying to push this as a black verse, like they trying to put black people back in slavery, yada yada. Trump trying to put us back in slavery. Well, really, they need Kamala to legalize everybody that they fucking know and help them bring
yeah.
the people over here. And they trying to do that shit on our back, low key. That's how that shit is saying to me.
See, our problem is we gave everybody that looked like us, that wasn't us,
Yep.
too much grace
Yep.
for too long, and
Facts.
it's kind of like they took that for weakness. Cause like really, we don't care about Caribbeans. I never had a problem with Caribbeans, Africans, because I just don't give a damn about them. Never have. I'm 35 and they obsolete. Like they never been. It's just nothing. Move no weight, hold no weight in my life. So I never, they was just there, and now y'all kind of stepping on our toes.
So I'm going to post this live because I have been on Twitter. All right. I implore you guys to go check out this Twitter space because, like, it's one thing to they're on the pulse of the beat. Like, they know what's going on. They're they're calling like he called the senator who actually was doing the reparations bill. You know what I'm saying? He got to find out that it was not being like, so you have certain like activists that are really involved. So I just want you guys to I never knew about Twitter like that. I was never a Twitter person, but now that I'm been like kind of like made aware of it, yeah, I'm on Twitter all the time, all day long. Like I was up like 7 hours today, and it was a lot. Okay, there's a lot going on Twitter, y'all. You guys need to get on Twitter and really, because I'm old. I'm like 47, so I'm not thinking about Twitter, right? But all the shit is going down on Twitter, y'all. Please go over there, especially political stuff. Like if you want to talk about some bullshit, okay, YouTube. But the real stuff is going down on Twitter. Okay. So please check out what's happening because the conversations are being had. Uh, you know, you might get into it with a white supremacist. You get on the right channel, you know what I'm saying? But the main thing is please check out Sir Major ATL, okay? Because he is a real like champion for the cause. He's really trying. He's a lobbyist. He used to work with Black Lives Matter. Like, both parties aren't doing anything, especially for Black folks. I'll likely vote Republican this election. So, exactly. So let me tell you something. So let me give you guys a heads up of what happens on Twitter, right? So Tariq Nasheed normally goes on around like 1 something. So it's only 11 now, but around like 1:45. I don't know what the heck's that. What is that? What did I just see? What is this? Oh my god. I don't know what that was. That's crazy. That this right here? What? Twitter's wilding. They wilding out, right? But okay. So let me show you guys. Let me open this up a little bit. So right over here, you'll see live on X. And then about 1 something in the morning, you'll see Tariq Nasheed. Now I might just come back on and stream some of this stuff so you could just get an idea. But this is the live streams on Twitter. please start going there so we can be aware, and then you can tell me what's going on because I don't want to be the only one with the inside scoop. You can like look up all this stuff. Oh, what are they fighting? Oh Jesus, Lord, TikTok is doing TikTok does way too much. Okay, they do way. I mean, X does way too much. But over here, Tariq Nasheed, you know, you'll see his thing come up if you like follow him. You have to follow him first, okay? And then when he comes live, you'll see his stream, okay? So please join X and then go live. Be aware of what's going on, okay? Yeah, I've been watching him on YouTube. I didn't know that. It took me some time to catch up on the X part. Yeah, well, he was the chairman for BLM, but he right now he's going through like a whole indictment right now with the FBI. But here Offset wants some chocolate. You're trying to get some look, only a little bit because you have to go to bed, okay? And this level one little 2 scoops and then go to bed. That's it. Offset, she wants some ice cream. So, anyways, y'all, I don't want to keep y'all too long. It's been almost 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. But I wanted to show you guys where I'm getting this information from because it's a lot going on over on Twitter. It's a lot of conversations being had. I suggest my audience, please go to Twitter. Don't be in the dark because the things you can't talk about over here on YouTube are being talked about over on Twitter. So continue to like, you know what I'm saying? So we can really have these conversations, really talk about some real stuff that will be like, I want to like have y'all go over there and I'll open up my own space and y'all be over there on my space. You know what I'm saying? Like, find me on Twitter too. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you my space. Join me, DJ Genesis. So go find me on Twitter. It's just DJ Genesis, right? Find me over there, join me so I can like when I start a space, I want you to be there so I can like, start talking my own shit. You know what I'm saying? And have my own little people talking about stuff. So all right, y'all. I'm not gonna I don't like X or Twitter. Angela, you don't like come on, you don't like nothing, child. Angela is a critic of everything. Like, no, it's all BS. Ask Angela, it's all bullshit. Okay. I love you, Angela. I love you, Jackie. Thank you for like being here with me. I'm not sure if Melanie's still here. She came in and went back out, but it's okay. I'm not doing this for likes at this point. I'm doing this for like real people that really want to know what's going on. This is not even about like making money or monetizing or like subscriptions or nothing like that at this point. This is about like we need to like be having some real conversations because what's going on right now is crazy. So on Friday, just FYI, please click and find out Friday we are doing a show with Kevin Wesley. So please find the link. If you click on the live right here, you will see the next right here. Kevin Wesley, former pastor, talks about leaving the Christian church. He used to be a pastor. So please, click on there to get the notifications. Like, please support. Coming up on Friday at 6 p.m. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me. It's like way too late. I'm tired. I said I gotta go to like school in the morning. What you say? Hold on. We are in big trouble. Much love, Angela. Much love, Jackie. Much love, people in the bushes. Much love, everybody. Much love, Melanie. Much love to everybody who have joined us tonight. And peace out.
How come I show energy Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. Alchemize your energy, my friend. Let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm.